Alright, let's see if this will fix the problem. If not, we might not be able to go live, and I'm going to have to figure this out. I already know I'm not going to be going live much this year, but when I do go live, I would hope this wouldn't be an issue. Either way, I missed the whole drive the whole drive in which the Niners were able to put up a field goal. So I'm coming back. It's a 3-0 lead here early on for the Niners offensively. Hate having to do this over again. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So, Jets offense coming right back on the field here. Niners offense was able to strike first in this situation. Let's see what A-Rod and the Niners offense can do on this offensive drive. So, 1st and 10 here for the Jets. Please, please, please let this be fine. A-Rod hands the ball off here on 1st down. And again, the Niners defense just making a stop. Might have lost a yard, or it might just be a situation where he got back to the line of scrimmage. It's very close. Looks like he did get back to the line of scrimmage, but who knows? So the O-line right now is going to have to do a better job blocking if they're going to get this running game going. 2nd down and 10 here for the Jets. Rodgers once again going to take this on the center. I hope it's not back-to-back runs. They might try to do some play action here. Here we go. They're going to toss it this time on 2nd down. Once again, they're not going to get anything there, really. Maybe they picked up 2 yards. I don't know right now. The play calling is very simple, very basic, very generic right now. I get that they're trying to slowly, get into their offense because A-Rod, it's his first time back in a year, but this type of play isn't going to get you to where you want to get to. And you're putting yourselves in 3rd and long situations. So here we go, 3rd and 8. Can this O-line hold up? Give Rodgers enough time to be able to locate somebody and pick up the 1st down. Play clock is winding. They got to get this ball snapped. Rodgers going to take the snap. Looking towards his left. He's going to fire. Caught! Who else but Garrett Wilson? 1st down Jets. That is a tough catch by Wilson. Great throw by Rodgers, giving his receiver a chance. He put it in the position where only the receiver would be able to make it, or make the reception. 1st down here for the Jets. They're close to midfield. Rodgers, play fake. He's got a little time. He's going to fire across the middle. It's going to be caught. Hall got it there. He's going to pick up about 4 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Jets. What's going on, Cameron? What's going on, Simple? I hope my network issues is no longer a problem, because it sucks when the stream just, boom, dies like that. They don't deserve prime time. You know they're going to get prime time because it's Aaron Rodgers. You know how this works. A-Rod back, they're going to get prime time. They got prime time in the first place because A-Rod was on the Jets. We know how this works. 2nd down and 7. Rodgers going to hand the ball off here. And once again, the Niners defense, they're not giving up anything on the ground. The run defense is stout, and they have been making stop after stop after stop. 3rd down here for the Jets. They're trying to get the running game going, trying to establish something here, but it's just not working out. 3rd down and 7. Empty backfield here for Rodgers. Making some adjustments here. Clock at 5. He's going to have to get this off. They got to snap the ball now. Rodgers takes a snap. He's got time. Fires across the middle. It's caught. Once again, Garrett Wilson gets open. Aaron Rodgers locates him, and they complete it for a 1st down. Back-to-back 3rd down throws completed to Wilson here. They got him in the slot. He beat his man easily off the line. There was no press there. And it was right in between. cleared his defender and got right in between the defense, right below the safety, past his own corner that was defending him. 1st and 10 here at the Niners 35. Can they get points out of this? Quick toss. He gets it to Breece Hall. Breece Hall picks up a 1st down. Gets it inside the 25, and the Jets offense is moving. Do you know how long it is Christian McCaffrey's out for his injury? I do not know how long he's going to be out. We know he's out for tonight. Obviously, he's not playing right now. But we do not know the timetable in which he's going to be out. It's possible he's out this game and he plays next week, but I don't know the specific timetables. 1st and 10 here for the Jets. This is a good drive here. 5 rushes. Breece Hall, 5 rushes for 9 yards, 3 catches for 18 yards. We're going to hand the ball off here. Breece Hall. Going to get up the middle here. Picks up about 4 yards maybe. 2nd down. I like the new content. React to the Rams-Lions game of the week. I might react to that. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I also have something else I have to do. So I might react to it. Probably have that all tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I am trying something new, just adding stuff here, because I'm not going to be streaming as much this year. So because I'm not streaming as much this year, I might as well create some content for the channel, no matter how it goes. 2nd down and 7 here. Rodgers takes a snap. He's got time. He's looking. Fires. Incomplete. He was looking towards Lazard's direction. They could not connect. 3rd down and 7 here for the Jets. Let's see. Let's see if the Jets can convert here or if the Niners defense can make a stop and force the Jets to punt the football here. Jets last season, 32% red zone percentage, worst since the 2012 Chiefs. Obviously, having freaking Zach Wilson be the guy throwing the football makes a difference in comparison to Aaron Rodgers. But we'll see how it goes this year. Rodgers takes the snap on 3rd down. He's looking. He's firing across the middle. Caught again. It's Garrett Wilson. 3 straight 3rd down conversions for Wilson. And once again, they just got lost. Somebody got lost. There's a miscommunication somewhere. Somebody got lost because Wilson was left wide open, streaking across the middle of the field. 3 straight times Wilson gets open on 3rd down. There's supposed to be somebody on him, but there was some sort of miscommunication. A-Rod on this drive, or A-Rod for the game so far, 5 of 6, 53 yards. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Rodgers takes a snap, quick throw here. He's going to get it to Wilson. Wilson breaking tackles. Wilson getting dropped right around the 3-yard line. 2nd down here for the Jets. You're seeing a lot of Garrett Wilson on this drive. You are seeing a lot of him here. And the defense has got to figure out how they're going to try to stop him because right now A-Rod continues to go to Wilson and it is leading to positive results. They got to figure out how they're going to slow him down. That is a legitimate problem they got to deal with. 2nd down and 2, but they're at the 2-yard line, so it's basically 2nd and goal. Wilson is on the sideline here, so, they're giving him a breather. They may choose to run it here. We'll see what happens. A-Rod hands the ball off. Here we go. There's a hole. Touchdown. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall gets the scoring going for the Jets, and the Jets get their first lead of the game. A 3-yard rushing touchdown by Breece Hall. The Jets complete a 12-play, 75-yard drive that lasted 7 minutes. What happened yesterday between the stream of Washington? Was it the internet? Yeah, I had a connection issue yesterday. It was the same thing that happened when I started this stream. So I had to go change some things and fix some things up with the connection. I don't know if it's going to be stable enough. Hopefully we don't have any problems with this stream, but it happened again tonight. So it was happening all day yesterday, and it happened again tonight when I started this stream. Hopefully that won't be a problem, but we'll see. Do you think you're going to live stream the Ravens versus Raiders? Nope, I won't be here for that. I'm not going to be here on Sunday, so I will not be able to stream the Ravens and Raiders game. I'll tell you straight up. Not going to be here next week, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to stream that game. I'll do a recap of the game, but I will not be able to stream that game. I won't even be home. So, yeah, Ravens and Raiders week 2 game. I'll be watching from wherever I am, but I'm not going to be home for that. So, yeah. So is Baker an MVP candidate or what? You know what? That's a great take for a week 1 overreaction. That is a great take. That is a great take for the week 1 overreaction. Baker Mayfield in the MVP conversation. Week 1 overreaction. That is perfect. Your no was quick as hell. I had to say that immediately. I might have to make... You know, I've said this already that I'm not going to be here for all the games. So, you know. But... Because my schedule's a lot busier. But, like, I do have to specify. When you do ask me, are you going to be here on Sunday to do that one? I got to be honest, man. I ain't going to be here for that. I ain't going to be here for that. It's not going to happen. But I'll be here later on in the day. And I'll be sure to definitely speak on the game afterwards. I'll be watching it from wherever I'm at, but I'm not going to be here for that. So, yeah. Baker was moving like Brett Favre. Baker was making some plays, man. He was extending the plays. He was making some great throws. Baker looked great in that game. So, yeah, he did exactly what he needed to do. Now, granted, obviously there's going to be some takeaways because he's going up against, which I found out was actually the worst defense. I think they were the worst or the second worst defense in football last year. And not much has changed. So he's going up against one of the worst defenses in football. But I always say this, if you're a good quarterback, hell, if you're a great quarterback, if you're going up against one of the worst defenses in football, you've got to be able to ball out and put up big numbers against them. You're expected to dominate. You're expected to dominate an inferior opponent, and that's exactly what Baker did. So shout out to Baker. That's why he's a good quarterback. That Commanders defense is just, they stink. Oh my God. The pass rush couldn't touch Baker. They couldn't touch Baker to save their lives. The secondary is just putrid. None of these guys can cover. They're getting burnt every single play. I cannot tell you how many 3rd and longs were converted in that game. The Commanders' secondary is just bad. I'm sorry. They're bad. And sometimes you feel like they just don't want to be out there and really try. They don't want to play hard. That's how it feels to a fan. I'm not saying they're not playing hard. I'm pretty sure they're playing hard and doing what they can. But when you're getting beat like that consistently, at some point, step up and make some plays. Make some stops. How many 3rd and longs did they give up in that game? But it is what it is. Is their GM's fault for drafting Forbes over Gonzalez? Well, I mean, Ron Rivera had something to do with that. So it's the GM's fault, and it's the GM's fault for listening to Ron Rivera in the first place. But a lot of the players that were drafted during the Rivera era have not worked out clearly. But at the end of the day, we all knew the Commanders weren't about to turn it around. This is what, year 1 or year 2 of a whole new aspect. We can essentially say it's year 1 of a whole new plan because everything that remained of the previous era for the Commanders is basically gone now. So this is year 1 of a whole new Commander team, a whole new outlook on the franchise. Year 1. You're not going to get it done game 1, year 1. So it's going to take some time, obviously. I liked what I saw from Jaden Daniels, though, but it's going to take some time. This defense is going to be a work in progress over the next few seasons. 1st and 10, they're going to run this football here. Jets defense going to make a stop, giving up about 3-4 yards maybe. 2nd down coming up for the Niners. But it's a work in progress. In Jaden Daniels we trust. That's all we can do. I liked some of the things I saw from Daniels, but again, the offensive line is still a problem, and the defense is still an issue. Also, why is Terry getting no targets? Go talk to the offensive coordinator. Go talk to the offensive coordinator, bro. Go talk to the offensive coordinators. He wasn't even getting looks. There's times when you could they were running plays in the past specifically to get the ball in Terry's hands. Even if it's a quick throw, they didn't even attempt that. 2nd down and 6 here. Great run by the Niners. Picking up the 1st down, getting towards near midfield. So, yeah, you got to go look at the offensive coordinator because they could have chose to find ways to get him targets and utilize him. Even if it's a wide receiver screen or just a quick throw to him, they didn't even try it. So, got to look at the play calling there. So, we're going to talk about Bryce Young being in the Jamarcus Russell's convo or what? No, that's in terms of him being a bust in general. Because, I mean, I know a lot of people like to use Jamarcus Russell, but I don't know if you can use that in the case. Because Jamarcus Russell was a bust by choice in some cases. He actively didn't work on his game. He didn't work on his game. He didn't even make the attempt to learn the playbook half the time. They tested him to see if he would even watch film. He didn't do it. So using Jamarcus Russell on a legit a guy that's actively not even trying to learn the playbook, actively not giving it his all and playing out there and doing what he can, no, I'm not going to call Bryce Young Jamarcus Russell. But if you want to say, if you're talking about just in terms of just him being a bust or just using that as an example, I get it, but I'd rather use another bust in that case. Give me somebody that just didn't work out due to injuries or guys that just didn't work out because they just went out on the field and didn't play. I'd rather say Josh Rosen before I would use Jamarcus Russell. Terry's a top 10 receiver. We're not using him. It is what it is. Oh, he fumbled that. He fumbled. If they are they gonna count that? Are they gonna count that? They're gonna say it's incomplete. Purdy threw to Brandon Ayuk, and that ball gets knocked out of his hands by Sauce Gardner. So Ryan Lee for Brady Quinn, I could deal with that. Ryan Lee for Brady Quinn is a good choice. What is your opinion, or what is your option for Jayden Daniels? Oh, your opinion for Jayden Daniels the first game of the regular season. He was nice. He didn't try to put the ball in harm's way. One thing about Jayden Daniels, he's not going to put the ball in harm's way. And I can live with that. Don't put the ball in harm's way. Take off when you're not seeing anything open. Make smart plays. That's what he did. He looked to be in fact, he probably was the best performing rookie out of all of the rookies from a statistical standpoint. 3rd and 5. Purdy fires. Ayuk's going to catch this one. First down, Niners. So legitimately, I would sit back and say, yeah, I think Jayden Daniels, he had a solid first game. When you got a team like this that's just not great, you're going to have to work with what you got to work with. He definitely looked like the best of the rookie quarterbacks because Caleb did not play well, even though the Bears won thanks to the Titans giving them the game. And Bo Nix struggled. But yeah, of the rookie quarterbacks, Jayden Daniels looked to be the best. But that's not saying much because not everyone had a great game overall. And it wasn't like anyone was overly impressive for the most part. 1st and 10 here. Purdy fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. He's going to roll to his right, trying to buy some time. It's going to be a hold. It's going to be a hold because they just threw the flag. I wonder why Cincinnati always plays like crap week 1. I mean, Cincinnati's always a team that starts slow. I don't know why, but they're a team that starts slow. It is what it is, but they're a team that starts slow. You're a dope commentator. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I do my best. Bryce Young is more of a David Carr. Yeah, I would agree. That actually works because, I mean, Bryce Young is constantly under duress. He's not on a good team. There's nothing really working for him. That's going to be a penalty on the Niners. It was a legal formation, but it's going to be declined, so it's going to be 2nd down, I believe.
Penalty declined by the Jets, so it's 2nd down.
So what contract is worse, Watson's or Daniel Jones? I mean, that's an easy answer. Watson. The Giants can get out of Daniel Jones' contract after this year. The Browns can't. And they gave that man $230 guaranteed, so I don't even know what you do with that. At least the Giants didn't give Daniel Jones a fully guaranteed contract. 2nd and 10. A toss here. Nice run. It's going to be smacked. He's going to pick up about 7 yards here. 3rd down coming up for the Niners. So yeah, I would say Watson. The Texans were even worse than the Panthers before they drafted CJ. At least the Panthers had a solid defense. The Texans were nothing before CJ and DeMarco. Well, I mean, the Texans did spend 2 years retooling the defense. So it wasn't just like they were nothing before CJ and DeMarco. They had to draft specific players. They spent 2 years building up that defense. So year 1, when you got it, it was definitely that somewhat final product plus the added rookies they got. So it's not like they just, like CJ and DeMarco magically came in and all of a sudden the defense problem. No, they were slowly retooling and rebuilding that defense to be good so that when they finally hit on the quarterback, they'd have the defense already there. CJ and DeMarco added to the success of the Texans, no question, but the defense was a project that the Texans was actively working on over the last few seasons. Once they moved off of Deshaun Watson, they went to work to retool that defense and try to take a look at their future quarterback in the draft at some point. So the defense was a work in progress for the Texans. It wasn't just a situation where they were garbage and then here comes CJ DeMarco and all of a sudden they're elite. No, they had to bring in guys. You think the 49ers will give Brock Purdy a contract extension after this season? Yep. I mean, he would have to play like the worst quarterback in football to not get a contract. They're going to give him a contract. Why wouldn't they give him a contract? Who's better out there? This aspect, I get that people may have questions about certain quarterbacks, but this aspect that there's better quarterbacks out there. Where? It was the same conversation with the Cowboys. Oh, we're not gonna give Dak a contract. So who are you gonna get? Who's out there that's gonna take this role that you feel is gonna be better? All the top tier quarterbacks have contracts. So who was gonna take that role? Of course they were gonna pay Dak. Brock Purdy helped this team get to the Super Bowl last year, and they went into overtime with the Chiefs. Why would they not pay him? Even if he doesn't have a great year, why would they not pay him? He's gonna get a contract. I don't know what it's gonna be, but he's gonna get a contract. If he plays well, he's gonna get a contract. They're not gonna sit there and not pay Brock Purdy. If Purdy has a good season, he don't even have to get back to Super Bowl. If he has a good season, he's getting a contract. Who's the alternate at quarterback? Who's going to be the other option for the Niners at quarterback if they don't pay Brock Purdy? Let's not do it. Let's not pretend that there's just all these extra quarterbacks, just all of them out there just waiting that could just take Brock Purdy's spot. They're gonna pay Purdy. They're gonna pay him. They're gonna give him an extension. Now, will it be after this season? I believe so, but we'll see. I heard Jerry Jones wanted Shedeur Sanders. Don't think that was strong, considering the fact he just gave Dak that contract. Rumors are rumors. I didn't hear anything about Dak. Not Dak. I didn't hear anything about Jay specifically talking about the draft or anything that alluded to that. But hey, speculations are speculations. What's going on, Darth? 3rd down and 5 here for the Niners. Can they convert, pick up the first down, and continue this drive? Purdy. They're going to hand the ball. Oh, it's an end around. Oh my God. If he's got to throw the ball away. He's got to throw the ball away. What is he doing? That was not a good decision by Kyle Shanahan. And Deebo Samuel at some point throw the ball away. He was at the 40. They nearly got knocked out of field goal range. The Jets read that perfectly, and Deebo had to break like 4 tackles because he was about to be knocked way behind the line of scrimmage. He was about to be dropped around the 40. That would have kicked him out of field goal range. That was dangerous. That was not a good play call. Now you got to take a field goal. John Simpson, Morgan Moses, better than the Ravens O-line. Again, it's week 1, so you're going to have to see how they develop. You have Ben Cleveland out there, but you want to put Faalele, so it is what it is. And you can feel however you want to feel. First of all, both those guys did have their struggles last year. Let's not act like the offensive line was just this top-tier unit. Those guys both had their struggles and got beat, and people even talked about trying to trade for better offensive linemen. So let's put that out there, number 1. Number 2, it's week 1. I agree with your statement based off of the week 1 performance we saw from our right tackle, right guard. But it's week 1, man. We have to see. The Ravens wanted to go young, and they did. Now we have to see how these young guys develop as the season goes on. It is what it is. But it's not like either one of those guys were anything special last season. And now Zeitler played on Sunday. He wasn't looking special. He didn't do anything too special in his game. He was solid, but he wasn't elite. Let's say on the Bills for giving the Chiefs Xavier Worthy. I don't really care, bro. I really don't care. I'm not going to hate on the Bills for doing that. It is what it is, man. Panthers got whipped. Yes, they did. They got whipped badly. The Saints smoked them. I think that Daniel Jones is the worst quarterback in the NFL. He's definitely competing for that. He is definitely competing for that. People are going to throw Bryce Young in that. Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Will Levis might have a seat in that conversation as well. But yeah, Daniel Jones is probably going to be seen as the worst quarterback right now. But he does have some competition for who's taking that role right now. Should I make a bet on the Giants getting their first overall pick in the NFL draft next year? No. The Panthers are going to probably be the worst team this year. I wouldn't make a bet on the Giants getting that first overall pick. They'll probably be top 5, but I'm not going to bet on them being the worst. That's probably going to the Panthers. At least the Giants have a defense. This might be Rodgers' last chance to beat the Niners and get that monkey off his back. Monkey off his back for what? At the end of the day, he's going to the Hall of Fame. What monkey off his back? What does he win if he beats the Niners? no trophy that he's winning for beating the Niners. Nobody will sit back and say, wow, Rodgers finally beat the Niners. He did it. This is his golden moment. Come on. Like, it's a Monday Night Football game. Opening week 1 on the Monday Night Football game. Beating the Niners isn't going to gift Rodgers a trophy. He's already a made man. Ravens O-line was mega overrated last year. Yes, it was. I'm ready to move on from Monken. At least Giro didn't spam wide receiver screens. You guys are ready to move on from everybody and then bring in someone else. And then when they don't work out immediately, you're ready to move on for them. So sure, by all means, go find someone else to go take the role for Todd Monken so we can complain about how his play calls don't work too. Like, I don't know how you guys see football. You understand there's a lot of work that goes into this, right? You can't just replace one offensive coordinator and you just spent the entire offseason continuing to implement his offense, and then you're like, let's go get another offensive coordinator and just assume it's just going to magically solve everything. No, you'll just go get another offensive coordinator that's going to have the same struggles with the team, and then you point the finger at him, blame him, call him trash, and ask for him to be gone. So sure, go find another offensive coordinator to take Todd Monken's case, and at the end of the day, when that guy comes in and that guy sucks, you'll say he should get fired too. I swear to God, fans, man, I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, this is why players look at us fans like we don't know anything. This is why they look at us as incompetent. Play action here. Rodgers going deep. He was going for Wilson, but some sort of miscommunication happened there. 2nd down and 10 for the Jets. But yeah, this is why players just look at us fans like we don't know anything. Like we're incompetent. Like, you understand how much work that goes into the offensive coordinator position. Implementing your offensive system onto a team. They just spent the entire offseason to do that, and then all of a sudden we should just, boom, throw him away. Go find a new offensive coordinator because you don't like he's throwing wide receiver screens. How about John Harbaugh go talk to him and say, hey, let's mix it up. Maybe let's cut down on the wide receiver screens. Or maybe we can better execute with it by actually giving our receiver a block when we're trying to throw those screens. Execution could be fixed. Decision-making could be fixed. But nah, let's not do that. Let's just throw him away because he throws too many wide receiver screens. Because y'all think this is Madden. So go find that magical offensive coordinator that's never going to make a mistake. Come implement him in Baltimore, and I'm sure everything will work out perfectly. Won't miss a beat. Never make a mistake. His play call will be flawless. 3rd down and 4 here for the Jets. Got to convert this here. It's a 7-6 game. Jets are 3 for 4 on 3rd down so far today. Rodgers takes a snap. He's looking towards his left. Nothing's there. He's going to get sacked. Flag on the play, and it's probably going to be on the Jets. And the Jets are probably going to head off the field. Now, if there's a holding call potentially on the defense, we'll see it. But it's going to be on the offense. Yep. Penalty on the offense. Penalty decline. Niners got to Rodgers right off the bat. That's going to force a 3-and-out. Jets are going to, well, not, I don't know. Was that a 3-and-out? They might have picked up a 1st down. Either way, Jets are heading off the field to punt. Derek Carr MVP is funny. What's going on, Go Man? Appreciate you stopping by. Same to you, Vonnie. What's going on? Good publicity for the Ravens. We get talked about every day in some form. Yeah, even if it's negative, talk and criticism constantly about Lamar. And at the end of the day, it's not even talking about the Ravens. It's a lot of talk about Lamar. A lot of times these networks talk about the Ravens. They're not talking about the Ravens as a team. They're just talking about Lamar Jackson. So I guess it's good for publicity for the Ravens, but it's really just them talking about Lamar Jackson. I think Will Levis is actually good. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's good. Okay, the second point is saying that he could be good due to his upside. We'll have to see. But to say Will Levis is good right now, I would have to disagree. He's had some flashes here and there, but the way he threw that Bears game away, that was awful. In the first half, he actually looks pretty solid. In the second half, he's the sole reason they ended up losing that game. Decision-making down the stretch was poor. And that pick 6, oh my goodness. That cost him the game. And, of course, the other interception in which he just yeeted the ball down the field. It is what it is. You said the division was going down to the Texans and Colts, so what happened with the Jags? The Jags are going to be in contention, but the Colts were right there last year. They were right in contention last year for the division. They just didn't have a quarterback. If Anthony Richardson gives you 16 more games of what he gave you in week 1, I absolutely believe the Colts will have a shot to be able to win that division. Because the Colts have always been a team that has a roster that can complete, that can absolutely complete, I'm messing up on my words right now. The Colts are a team that can definitely compete for a playoff spot as well as compete for this division. The AFC South is not this gauntlet in which nobody can be able to challenge the Texans since they won it last year. Because the Jags were leading, they fell off, and then the Texans stole it. The Colts were right in the mix, but they just didn't have their quarterback. If Anthony Richardson gives you 16 more games like he played in week 1 against the Texans, the Colts will be right there. I think if Anthony Richardson can play this entire season the way he played in week 1, they'll be right there. And we already know the Texans are going to be right there. They're favored to win the division. The Jags will be in there too, but again, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the Jaguars. And what we saw week 1 against the Dolphins is a perfect example of why I'm losing any sort of trust in that Jaguars team. You have a chance to go up 24-7, you fumble the ball, and it's just like they lose themselves. They lose themselves. Mistakes, turnovers in the worst possible moment. It's just, they're so frustrating. I have actual concerns about the Jaguars right now in terms of handling themselves when they have a lead. Some of the decision making is problematic. Purdy's going to utilize the wheels and pick up a first down. If you thought what the Saints did to the Panthers were bad, wait till the Panthers play against the Chiefs. They're going to be breaking records. I doubt it. I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Chiefs are going to whoop the Panthers the way the Saints did. Sometimes it happens with certain divisional matchups. I guarantee you the Chiefs are not going to whoop the Panthers the way the Saints did. That's just how weird football can be. That might be the worst game we see of the Panthers all season. That might be their worst performance. And they'll still probably lose the majority of their games. It's just they'll, instead of losing by 25, 26 points, they'll be like, actually not even more. How much did they lose by? 30 plus points? Instead of losing by how many points they lost, they'll probably be losing games by 10, by 8. Who knows? Likely the best tight end in the league. Well, that's definitely a week 1 overreaction to just say Likely's the best tight end based off of one performance in week 1. But we love the week 1 overreactions. So based on week 1, sure. 2nd down and 4 here. Purdy hands the ball off. Jets try to make a stop, but he picks up the first down. Niners are going to move into Jets territory.
Contract average per year for the 49ers. Bosa among his position.
Doug Peterson needs to be fired. Yeah, that's not happening. Jags choked that game away. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I think the Giants or Panthers have the Panthers have a legitimate chance. No, he isn't. Kelsey is and Kittle. We already know Kelsey and Kittle are the best of the best. We already know about that. We're just basing it off of. He's just making a week 1 overreaction. We already know about what Kittle brings to the table. We know what Kelsey brings to the table. We know they're both gonna have great seasons. We're just making week 1 overreactions. That's just what we do. This running game is starting to tire the Jets defense out. It is fair because they've been out here a lot. They've legitimately been out here a lot. So when you're out here a lot, I'm pretty sure that the Niners might be dominating right now in time of possession. So when you're out here a lot and you're running the football, it's going to start to tire the defense out. And that's what we're seeing right now with the Jets. 2nd down and 4 here. They're handing the ball off once again, and the Jets defense missing tackles and the first down picked up. You see, the Jets defense, they look tired right now. They absolutely look tired right now. Okay, week 1 overreaction. Saints go 17-0, and Derek Carr throws for 6,000 yards and 70 touchdowns on the way to the Super Bowl. That's an overreaction right there. Yeah, likely he's a beast. So much seeing Carr for being the first quarterback ever to lose to 31 teams. Well, he still has to play the Panthers again. he's in. If you're saying that a Panthers loss will cause him to have that. He still sees the Panthers again, so we can't even make the assumption that that won't potentially happen. So they're going to toss it here again, and look at this Jets defense. They can't stop the run right now. They're getting gashed. They look tired. Flag on the play. This might be coming back, though. Flag on the play. This might be coming back for holding. Holding on the offense. There goes the play. 14-hour trip to Baltimore, going to watch us stop Minshew and the Raiders. Excited to go. Hey, man, have fun. Have fun. Hopefully it's a great game and the Ravens show out. You need a good performance to bounce back after a tragic loss in Kansas City. Win that game, go 1-1, and get yourself back into it. Because the next 3 games afterwards, Dallas, Buffalo, Cincinnati, they're going to be tough games. So you got to win this one, go 1-1. Do you think the Giants will draft the quarterback in next year's draft? We'll see. They'll probably look to if they can get out of Daniel Jones' contract. Would you trade Mark Andrews for Terry McLaurin? I'm not doing these trade talks, bro. I'm just not. We keep trying to play these what-if games. Mark Andrews is going nowhere. Stop trying to play the would you... He's not going anywhere. I'm not even entertaining these thoughts. He's not getting traded, dude. You could be here every single stream, every single week. Mark Andrews is not getting traded. You can just kill that nonsense right now. He's not getting traded. So I'm not entertaining the what-if game with that. First down and 19 because of the holding call. Purdy takes a snap. Oh! He tried to fire it in a tight window, and it got broken up. Looked like the ball got bounced in the air, and it could have been picked off. But incomplete right there. J.K. Dobbins is a problem. Yeah, it's good to see J.K. Dobbins healthy. It's nice to see him healthy and making plays. You know, J.K. Dobbins, he's healthy. He's running the ball well. He's never going to have the speed he had in his rookie season because of all the injuries that's happened. He's not the same guy, clearly. You could see. He's not breaking free for a 70-plus yard touchdown run unless it's just a complete defensive breakdown. But, you know, it's nice to see him healthy. And he's going to continue to do what he does. So we'll see what happens. 2nd and 19, deep drop back. Purdy fires over the middle. It is caught. He gets it to Jennings. And Jennings going to pick up the first down. What a throw. And what a catch right there. Wow, the defense gave up so much space on a 2nd and 19 play. The defense gave up so much space. And they didn't even blitz Purdy. They gave him plenty of time to throw, and they gave up so much space by backpedaling. Wow. And that's not good defense right there by the Jets. I will say Chargers will win the AFC West. Good luck with that. I still got the Chiefs winning that division, but good luck with that. Oh, he's in. He's in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Niners. They regained the lead. The Jets defense got torched the entire drive. They couldn't stop the run. No way this is another hold. No way this is another hold. Wow. There's no way. Another hold? Wow. Oh my God. There goes the run. But yeah, I still got the Chiefs. I still got the Chiefs winning that division. But the Chargers, I have them potentially making the playoffs. But we'll see what happens. Are the Rams done without Puka? No. They'll still be competing. And Cooper Kupp balled out. That's crazy. It's going to be a first down, here, but it's going to negate the touchdown, and the Jets are going to have a chance to try to make a stop here, maybe make a play. So many big plays negated on this drive. So they're going to give it to Debo here, wide receiver, not even a wide receiver screen. They just motioned him, and no way this is another penalty on the offense. No way this is another penalty on the offense. Are you kidding me? They need to get it together now. They're killing this drive. What are they doing? No way. Pass interference now? Bro, what are the Niners offense? What is the Niners offense doing right now? They called a pass interference on use check.
Pass interference.
What?
And that wipes away that play by Samuel.
And now that's gonna back them up even more. Pass interference.
Now they're getting an assist from New York because this was a backward pass.
Where?
Picking up the flag and no offensive pass interference, which they called on.
Where's the pass interference? It was a backwards throw. Where's the pass interference?
Just outside the 13.
Well, the difference in this game right now is the 49ers have not been able to capitalize when they've gotten down here.
Okay, they took that away. I think they took that away. They got an assist from upstairs. Instead, they're going to get the completion for 4 yards. Because I was about to ask, where is the offensive pass interference?
Here, but this is key for this ball game.
Mason left side cuts upfield.
First and goal now for the Niners.
Knocked down at the 2.
Well, they double team.
Add as many players as you want, bro.
Bring the tight end in, Eric Saunders.
Hear me out. We trade Bateman. Y'all keep coming up with these trade deals. We trade Bateman in like a 3rd round pick for an above average guard. Buddy, if none of y'all want Bateman and think he's bad, what makes you think another team's gonna take that for above average guard? Why would they give up a piece of their offensive line to take a receiver you guys don't even believe in? Because you give him a 3rd round pick? If he's not seen as good, why would they give up a piece of their offensive line, somebody that they're gonna need for their quarterback, to pick up a receiver? How does that benefit them? See, finally, is he in? He's in. Deebo Samuel's in for the touchdown. After a long, disgusting, penalty-riddled drive, the Niners finally get in the end zone and finally scored a touchdown. Oh, whoa. He almost fumbled that ball. I don't know, man. That's why I'm not a GM. Y'all come up with some of these takes. Let's trade this guy. And it's not Madden, bro. It's not Madden. These GMs are not all dumb. They're not going to take... If you don't see any value in that receiver, why would they trade their guard? You said an above-average guard that obviously is going to be one of their main starters that's trying to protect their quarterback. Why would they give that up to pick up a receiver that you can't even see quality in? And by the way, nobody wants Ravens receivers. Nobody sits back and says, I want to trade for a Ravens receiver. When have you ever seen a receiver legitimately, a Ravens drafted receiver? When have you seen a Ravens drafted receiver get traded? Legitimately get traded during the season. During the season. When have you seen that? That's never happened. Now, we've had some trades. Obviously, Hollywood Brown is the biggest one. We finessed that one from the Cardinals to get a 1st round pick. But to see them literally make a trade in season for a guard because they need it now? No. Now, maybe in the offseason. Maybe in the offseason you might be able to convince that. But we've never seen a situation where the Ravens have traded a receiver mid-season or even during the season to try to go pick up another piece. Nobody's trading for Ravens receivers. The only time I remember actually trading a Ravens receiver was Hollywood Brown, and that was on draft night. But yeah, Bateman's not getting traded. Guys, just cut it, man. You guys keep throwing it. Bateman's not getting traded. Andrews is not getting traded. Just put it down. Enough with the trade talks with that. All right, Eric DeCosta's not trading any of these guys. Let's just leave it there. They just paid Rashad Bateman. Why would they trade a guy they just paid? Like, that's another thing where y'all have to look at. They just gave this man a 2-year extension. Why would they trade away a guy they just gave a 2-year extension to? I might have to watch this. I might have to legit watch this afterwards. But again, why would they trade a guy? Why would they trade away a guy they just gave a contract to? Roquan or Fred Warner? It's close. I've made arguments for Roquan. I can show my bias and pick Roquan as a Ravens fan, but I think it's close. You can go with either or. Though most people are probably going to lean towards Fred Warner over Roquan, but it's very close. Either way, that's the number 1 and number 2 best linebacker in the game. So, however you look at it. If you have Roquan at 1 and Warner at 2, or Warner at 1 and Roquan at 2, however you look at it, it's however you look at it.
Absolutely picturesque. We're in Santa Clara, California, south of San Francisco, and the 49ers are now back on top.
Niners up 13-7. Oh my god. Here comes this guy asking these ridiculous questions. I'm not playing the what if the what if game for you, bro. Sure, I'll do that on Madden. I'll be sure to trade Ronnie Stanley for a Chiefs interior offensive lineman. I'll be sure to load up Madden and do that right now. I'll be sure to load up Madden and do that right now. Y'all just be out here yapping sometimes. Y'all don't think about the logical aspect of some of the statements y'all say. Y'all just be here yapping. But yeah, I'll hop on Madden, which actually I don't even have Madden. But somebody hop on Madden and make that trade. Trade Ronnie Stanley for one of the Chiefs linemen. I'm sure they'll be able to do it. Y'all play the what if games and come up with some of the most ridiculous trade requests that y'all know would never even happen. I wonder if Kyler remembers the Cardinals drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. That's a debatable one. That's a debatable one. People will continue to analyze the play. Some said Kyler had time to make that throw, and others say he didn't even have a chance because the pressure was coming from the left. The defense was already getting ready to blast him, and he wouldn't even have a chance to fully make the throw. There was a whole lot of talk and discussion on that situation where Harrison was wide open for a game-winning touchdown, and Murray did not throw him the ball. There was a lot of conversations there, but it is what it is. How would Washington be able to acquire some good offensive linemen? Free agency in the draft. Better hope they're good at drafting. Hear me a Rashad Bateman for Tyreek Hill. Who says no? Absolutely. Would you get a vet like Cam Newton for a veteran quarterback? Would you get a vet like Cam Newton for a veteran quarterback presence in the locker room? Again, I don't even know if Cam Newton wants to come back to be a backup quarterback because he's obviously not going to play. Again, I wouldn't mind. I personally don't care. I wouldn't mind. But again, they're going to choose to stick with Josh Johnson. 3rd down and 5 here for the Jets. They got to complete this, man. The momentum is swinging towards the Niners right now. Jets defense is gassed. They can't afford to get off the field again. They got to convert this. You bring that Jets defense out here again, they're just going to get gashed. They're tired. At some point, you've got to convert this. Flag on the play. Rodgers spinning. Fires incomplete. What's the flag? Is this going to be on the defense? Did he catch somebody moving? Is it a neutral zone infraction? Is it somebody offsides? Illegal formation? Well, go, man. You just brought it up. You said no illegal formations calls tonight, and then we proceed to see an illegal formation called right here. So just like that, the Jets offense once again has to leave the field. Cam probably doesn't want to come back. I remember reading somewhere that the only team he would come back for was Atlanta. Dude, if he wants to come back, he's coming back to be a starter. He doesn't want to come back to just ride the bench. He'd rather just stay where he is right now doing his show and stuff like that. He's not trying to come ride the bench. Well, punt right here, and you don't make the stop right there. You gotta have a tackle at the 10, but you just miss him right there. So the Niners get the ball. 5:18 left to go here in the first half. Jets, gotta figure something out. What's going on, Josh? Appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, Jets offense gotta figure something out because right now they are looking very, very, very out of place. Other than the one offensive drive they've had, they've been sloppy. They have been sloppy, and they're going to have to do better. They're going to absolutely have to do better if they want to beat this Niners team because that defense is tough. So Rodgers and this offense better get something going because this defense looks gas, and if they continue to come out there, they're just going to keep getting gouged, and the Niners will increase the lead. 13-7 game here.
Think scaling your AI pilots is hard? Think again. With Watson X, you can deploy AI across any environment. Above the clouds and on lots of clouds. With your secure data on-prem, in real time on center core, and assisting bank tellers on the edge. Watson X helps you deploy AI wherever you need it, so you can take your business wherever it needs to go. IBM, let's create. Dupixent can help people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. So this is better than this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change your stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
Welcome to the best season of the year. Football. Welcome to the comebacks. Stars. The exclusives. The comedy. The best booth in the game.
Is that a new time? Sure is.
Welcome to a dynasty in the making. A sibling rivalry for the ages. Welcome to the 2024 NFL season.
What are you doing?
Seriously.
These are my buttons. Only I press these buttons.
Well, Jordan Mason finds out in pregame that Christian McCaffrey's not going. He's going to get his first NFL start. He gets a hug, and he's been rolling really ever since he took the field. He's already got almost 70 yards rushing as a team, almost 100 yards here in this first half. He's running, finding his holes, running with power and strength, and exactly how he looked in the preseason. He looked like a different guy from the one I saw last year and some of the work that he had. And just a really explosive player, but he has looked extremely good, and that offensive line has been dominant here in this first half against this Jets.
Here we go. 1st and 10
Back in there for New York.
for the Niners.
Leading
Purdy
by 6.
takes a snap, fires down the field. He's got a wide open George Kittle.
Chin out across the
Yeah, this Jets defense is just... This Jets defense has lost themselves.
There are few people having more fun playing football in the NFL than George Kittle.
Yeah, no, but not many people have fun.
Congrats to Kendrick Lamar for this year's halftime performance. Man, he's going to play not like us, and that's going to be a whole thing. Kendrick Lamar playing not like us
Disrupting the route. He's able to get into that intermediate area.
to 120 million people watching, and Drake got to deal with that. That's crazy.
49er 20.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna get into it here, but man, 120 million people gonna be watching, and he gonna be blasting not like us.
And running back, and
That's gonna be crazy.
he is back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Quincy Williams
W. Kendrick for getting that performance after killing Drake.
in to make the stop.
Is what it is. I'm very happy that football season's back. Yeah, I'm happy to see football back.
Second game since being traded.
Should we get rid of them? Yep. Back with these same takes. I'm not entertaining it this season. You know what? I'm gonna say this, bro. For those takes, I'm gonna leave the chat to answer that question. I'm not answering those questions. You did that last season. I'm not answering this year. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Not this year. So any one of those questions, I'm gonna leave it up to the chat. Y'all feel free to answer that question. I'm gonna be dead silence with those questions this year. I ain't doing it.
Tough run to the
If they play not like us, that'll be hilarious. He's probably gonna play it.
McCaffrey, and he's more than just a runner.
Aaron Rodgers got a Netflix movie coming out soon.
Perfect in the system like this.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Jordan Mason.
I don't know what it. Yeah, it's called. Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be about. I don't know how it's gonna go, but hey, we'll see how that goes.
Game. It's his style anyway, so he fits up against this defense pretty well.
But we'll see how that movie goes and see how it works out for him.
You got to earn every bit of it.
Kendrick's music trash. You're entitled to your opinion.
Haven't been clean.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Finishing off some of these runs.
averaging over 6.
Now, if you're saying that as a Drake fan, that's different. 3rd down and 3. He fires over the middle. It's caught. 1st down, Niners.
With Quincy Williams.
But yeah, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I ain't gonna hate.
You know, I look at this defense, Joe, for the Jets, and Sauce Gardner, he has not been on the field for this possession. He's not on the field now.
Yeah, the Jets defense just looks tired right now.
Isn't
They look tired right now. Purdy's making smart decisions, making smart reads, smart throws, putting it where it needs to be. Purdy is starting to heat up here, which is not what you want to see if you are the Jets defense. And Sauce Gardner's not even on the field.
him, but Mason knew he had to get
The Niners have scored on 3 straight drives. They might make it 4.
Brandon Eccles in the game.
Play fake here. Purdy has to get rid of it quickly.
On the throw from
Gets it to Samuel. And he's going to pick up about 2 yards here. 2nd down coming up for the Niners. And that's going to be the final play before the 2-minute warning. So, yeah, Jets defense is going to have to make a stop here and try to get something going. Because you're down by 6, but you don't want to be down by 13 heading into halftime.
to the Jets.
And the Jets got the ball first. Jets got the ball first, so if they don't make a stop here, that's going to be problematic. If the Niners score, Jets going to halftime down double digits, that's an issue because the Niners get the ball coming out of halftime. So they will have the opportunity. They will absolutely have the opportunity to add to their lead. This is what happens when you miss practice, Aaron. I mean, that can't help. Well, offensively, I guess, yeah. But defensively, that's not going to help the fact that this defense has been getting gashed left and right. Guys are missing plays. They're not making stops. And right now, Sauce Gardner, he might be hurt. Sauce Gardner might legitimately be hurt because he's not on the field right now. So if Sauce got hurt, that makes the situation even worse.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You find diamonds in the rust. You put your own stamp on stock parts, turning metal into murals, and detailing every detail.
Why doesn't the NFL have teams in St. Louis, San Antonio? I mean, why don't they have it in all these places? They used to have teams in those places. They don't have it anymore. And if you want to know why they don't have teams there, money. You understand that the city does have to help pay for those stadiums, right? They ain't got the money. San Diego doesn't leave if the city had enough money to help pay for that. Same thing with Las Vegas. Money. Why don't those NFL teams? Why don't those cities have NFL teams? Money. They don't got the money to afford those stadiums and all those payments. So money. That's why.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can spend Sundays with your teams.
It's as simple as that. Money.
Watch every game every Sunday.
No problem, Go Man. That's just what I do. Though I'm not going to be able to do it much this season.
Because Sunday is football day.
But they got the money for NBA teams. Yeah, NBA teams make more money. And NBA teams generate much more money than NFL teams. NBA teams play 40 home games. Sorry, 41 home games. So NBA teams play 41 home games. NFL teams play 7 to 9 home games.
Every Sunday with NFL Sunday
One can generate a lot more money in 41 games compared to 7 games. They're not even the same. That's why the NFL, the amount of money the NFL makes compared to the amount of money NBA makes is vastly different. That's why those NBA contracts are so damn expensive. That's why guys are like, you could be an average point guard and make well over $100 million. But you could be an elite receiver and you won't sniff $100 million. It's possible for that to be the case. Though nowadays it's starting to get better than that. But again, the NBA is far ahead of that. When you get to play 41 home games and you're generating a lot of money like that, you can afford it. But when you have 7 to 9, no. No. Not to mention, in places like San Antonio that was winning championships, that adds even more to the city. Also, another place like Milwaukee, they've won a championship. That adds more to the city. Green Bay barely has 100K people. Why can't they have one in Milwaukee too? Which has like 600. I mean, again, the city has to afford. It's a money thing. They can't afford it. You're asking that. It's a money thing. You can argue, but they have this much thing to people here compared to that. Why can they afford it here compared to there? It's a money thing. Go talk to the city. It's a money thing. They can't afford it. You can't just be like, just throw an NFL franchise here and be fine. They don't have the money to afford it. The city does not have the money to afford it. You can argue why doesn't every city in the United States have an NFL team? They don't got the money. That's all that needs to be said. You can argue, but they've got this versus that. That city has the money, this city don't. They don't have the money, man. I don't know what else to tell you. They do not have the money to afford an NFL team. The federal government is not paying for it. The city has to pay it. The city's taxes is part of what's paying for everything. It's the stadium. I'm not going to explain the whole aspect to you. All I'm going to tell you is they don't have the money to afford it. Assuming the federal government's going to pay every single aspect of an NFL stadium. Why do you think the Chargers left? Why do you think Spanos left? Why do you think they left San Diego? Because he wanted to pursue other passions in LA? No! They couldn't afford it anymore. He wanted a new stadium. The city couldn't afford to give them a new stadium. He left because LA could. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I'm not going to speak on the economics of this. Some cities can afford it, some cities can't. And the federal government's not paying for every expense for an NFL team. The NFL is a private business, by the way. I'm not going to go into this. All I'm going to say is they can't afford it. That's how I'm going to leave it to it. They cannot afford it. They cannot afford it. That's all I can tell you, man. They can't afford it. I'm not going to speak on the economics of this and what it would have to take for a city to maintain an NFL team. They just can't afford it.
Good protection, Jennings.
Another great throw, another great first down.
Not taken by Kyle Shanahan.
Yep, that's right. He just wanted to go to another city. That's it. Another city that would offer him whatever he wants. That's why he went there. They had the money. They'd still be in San Diego if they could have afforded what Spano wanted. Spanos wanted a new stadium. The city couldn't afford to pay for it. They weren't going to try to pay for it because they couldn't afford it. Spano said, okay, I can go to LA. They'll afford it. It's not about being in a more flashier, popular area. It's because the city of San Diego could not afford to pay for the new stadium he wanted. But guess what? They can in LA. That's why the Chargers are getting a new stadium. They can afford it in LA. They cannot afford it in San Diego. Why didn't LA have one until 2016? LA's had football teams there. They've had football teams that's been there and have left. And have come back and have left. And have come back and have left. And LA's not even a football city. LA is a basketball city.
He retired. Nick Foles. Here's Purdy. There's Samuel.
Getting into Debo's here. I'm not going to explain the economics here. All I'm going to tell you is some cities can afford it, some cities can't. Some cities can afford it, they don't want it. Like LA, they can't. Teams will come in at times and will leave. And will come in and will leave. But LA is not a football city. LA's never been a football town. They've had football teams. They've had NFL teams come and go. They're not a football team. They're not. But they'll have teams come back and forth there. They're a basketball team. LA is a basketball city. They care about the Lakers. They care about the Lakers. That's all they're focused on. They'll care about the Lakers. They'll care about the Dodgers. They don't care about football in LA. But they'll take it. You'll see some stars show out there. They can help out. But LA's never been a city that's cared about football. It's always been about basketball and then baseball.
Big possession defensively for the Jets and not giving up a touchdown down here before the half.
Sauce Gardner back out there for the Jets.
16 seconds left. Purdy! Oh!
Make the catch.
Brandon Ayuk nearly made the catch for his first touchdown of the season. Buddy, I'm not going to explain the economics here for you. I'm not going to explain the economics. I give it to you. If you want, feel free to do more research.
Throwing this ball any better. He gets the man.
Feel free to do research. And you can't use the Rams winning a Super Bowl in LA to count it for St. Louis. That's a different conversation. The Rams were a team in St. Louis. They won their Super Bowl in LA. That's two different places. The money's going to LA. I'm not here to give you an economics lesson, buddy. I'm not. You could have 2 million people in the city. Don't mean you can afford an NFL team. And you just said the federal government will pay for it. That's not how that works, buddy. I'm not going to give you an economics lesson here. The best I can do is tell you some cities can afford it, some cities can't. There are some cities that could potentially afford it, but they're not going to put their money into a football team when there's other specific economic issues that city is dealing with. I'm not going to go further. I'm not here to give you an economics lesson. I'm not here to give an economic lessons. LA did not care about the Rams until they won a Super Bowl. Stop pretending. LA does not care about a team until you win a championship. Before the Rams won a championship, go look at how those stadiums were. They didn't care about the Rams until they won a championship. They don't care about the Chargers now. Until the Chargers win a championship, they're not going to care about the Chargers. When you win a championship in LA, they care about you. But prior to the Rams winning a championship, they weren't caring about them. I don't know how I have to continue to explain this to you. I'm done with this topic. I'm not here to give you an economics lesson. I'm done with this. 3rd down and 10. Purdy fires incomplete. Like I said, Darth, you're right. I'm just going to leave it here. I'm not here to give an economics lesson. If you don't understand the idea that some cities can afford it, some cities can't. Some cities could potentially afford it, but they're not going to put their money on that when they have other economic issues that's hurting the city. And there are some cities that could potentially afford it, but they're not going to take all of their expenses and throw it at a new football team because there could be some issues that come with building the stadium and stuff. I'm not here to give an economics lesson on the aspect of this. Some teams can afford it. Some cities can afford a team. Some cities can't. There's a few teams that could, there are a few cities that could potentially afford it that just don't want a football team. The expenses will be too much, and they'd rather use those expenses to fix other issues within the city. Not every city needs a football team. Let's just leave it like that. What do you think? What do you think of the Chargers getting the Greg Roman treatment yesterday? They got an ugly win, the same way the Ravens mostly got ugly wins when Roman was there. Man, the Chargers at this point will take anything.
It's lovely, Peyton.
The Chargers will go take anything. Anyway, it is half. The Chargers take anything right now. They just want to win games, and we'll go from there. They're building something with Harbaugh, so we'll see how this goes. But we are at halftime. We are at halftime. The Niners are up. Actually, we're not at halftime. It's 4 seconds left, but it's 16-7. We're getting ready to head to halftime. If you're the Jets, you should just be happy. You should be happy with the fact that you're not down by double digits. You're down 9, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Why don't you go fist fight the mayor? Why don't you go do that? Why don't you, Charles? You're the one so concerned about San Diego not having a team. Why don't you go fight the mayor of every single city you brought up? Go fight the mayor of St. Louis. Go fight the mayor of San Diego. Go fight their governments and tell them to bring a football team to the city since you're so passionate about it. Why don't you go fight the mayor of San Diego? I'm not the one asking why they don't have a football team. Why don't you go fight the mayor? Who do you think is the biggest threat to the dethroning Baltimore's AFC North crown? Pittsburgh. It's always been Pittsburgh that's been the biggest threat. They're 7-1 against us over the last few years. We've actively played our worst football against them, and we consistently find ways to lose games because Harbaugh cannot outcoach Tomlin to save his life. So the biggest threat is obviously the Steelers, especially when they play competent football like they did yesterday against the Falcons. So yeah, it's the Steelers. Cleveland has the talent, but the quarterback situation ain't working out. And Cincinnati might be heading they might be heading downhill. But again, the Steelers will always find ways to win football games the exact same way, frustrating way to win football games, but they find a way. And every time they play against the Ravens, they just find ways to beat us. So I would have to look at them and say they have the biggest chance to dethrone us. But we'll see. Anyway, we are officially at halftime here. It's a 16-7 game. Niners do get the ball coming out of halftime. So we have to see what the Jets defense is going to do coming out of halftime. They've got to find a way to make a stop, because if they don't find a way to make a stop, it's going to be a problem. So, yeah, Jets defense has got to make a stop. Jets offense needs to figure something out now, and we'll just see how things go from there. Anyway, guys, it's halftime. I will see you guys in the second half. Until then.
And a touchdown called back, but he is a force in this one.
Second half here for the Jets-Niners game. Niners get the ball coming at a halftime here, obviously. So their offense will come on the field and start off the second half. We'll see what the Jets defense can do. They got to make some adjustments. You're down 9. You got to get something going. And the offense needs to be able to put points on the board.
No, for sure. You know, I thought our second drive was really good. Marched it right down the field. Or our third drive, I'm sorry. But a couple of little mishaps. Drop ball on the first one, the fumble on the second one. But I like where we're at. Our mentality's good.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Hey, Coach. So from the 30.
Here we go. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off here, and the Jets defense makes a good stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Jermaine Johnson in there to make the stop. We'll welcome you back inside. One of the things that Robert Saleh was just talking about, time of possession.
You do that, Charles. You do that, man.
49ers.
Second down coming up here for the Niners. Jets defense knows they need to make a stop here.
I think when you look at this first half, whether it's the offensive line or the defensive front for the 49ers, they've won. You know, they've been able to handle it. The Jets have not been able to get the running game going to take any pressure off of Aaron Rodgers and offensively the Jets.
Second down here.
Start getting something going.
Purdy under center.
Here in week 1.
Gonna drop back. Deep drop back here. He's got a little time. Pressure comes. He's gonna fire it. It's caught by Deebo Samuel. Samuel just being shifty and finding a way to navigate himself to pick up the first down.
Solomon Thomas, a former
Deebo Samuel finding a way to pick up that first down.
Samuel went to work. He got a good block from 44.
Well, C.J. Mosley, he comes over and he's going to be in position to try to make a play on him, but
Yeah, C.J. Mosley fell on the play and just couldn't do anything there. And missed tackles.
looked like really kind of a backyard play.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one for the Jets. You had a chance to make a stop here on second down. You couldn't do it. 1st and 10 here for the Niners. Deebo Samuel, 7 rushes for 23 yards and 4 catches for 29 yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel is Deebo Samuel. He's going to make an impact one way or another. Purdy, quick throw. It is caught by Kittle. Kittle's going to pick up about 6 yards here. Second down coming up for the Jets. Not Jets, for the Niners. Wow, mistake there. Second down and 4 here for the Niners. Jets defense needs to make a stop, though. They can't afford to be giving up too many points to these guys. They're not going to be able to keep up if they keep giving up points every single possession. So they've got to make a stop here, force them to punt the football, and get the ball back to Aaron Rodgers and see if he can put some points on the board to try to, minimize this lead. Second down and 4. Purdy hands the ball off. Jets defense, they get there and stop him. He gets a yard on this, though, so 3rd down and 3 is coming up here for the Niners. Jets defense got to make a big stop here.
That looks like DJ Reed and Juwan Jennings. 3rd and 3. Let's see what started that.
You got these two players, a Jets and a Niner player, getting at it,
But not much more. So a 3rd down here.
trying to fight each other. It's not what you need right now if you're the Jets. Reed's got to calm down. 3rd down and 3 here. Jets need a stop if they can get one. Niners might go for this on 4th down, depending on how the circumstance looks. Here we go. Purdy takes a snap. Purdy, quick fire. It is caught by Jennings. Jennings is going to pick up the first down. They saw the pressure coming and they got it out quickly. But Jennings is limping after that play. He is hurt.
Well, the Jets bring a 5-man rush, something you don't see a lot of from them. And then you got one-on-one.
But that was a good recognition by Purdy. He recognized the pressure was coming, got the ball out quickly and in time to his receiver for the first down. Once again, Jets defense gonna have to figure something out, man.
Talk about the hip drop tackle.
1st and 10.
And 4
Purdy under center here.
tackle that need to be present for a
Hands the ball off.
that was
But the Jets defense, they make a good stop. They're starting to close in a little bit on those runs.
came out after that play, and he's in some pain. He's got 3
Yeah, Jennings is limping on the sideline right now, so he's definitely in some pain.
He's been on the injury report.
Hopefully it's nothing too severe, but he's in some pain right now. He's limping around the sidelines, so
Lately, it's
we'll have to see. We'll monitor that and see how that goes.
re-aggravated it. It looks like it.
2nd down and 8 here for the Niners.
Not getting any attention at the moment. 2nd down and 8.
Purdy takes a snap, fires across the middle. It is caught but immediately Juszczyk is tackled.
Another all-pro year for Kyle Juszczyk in his 12th year out of Harvard, a gain of 6. Well, the 49ers
So third down's coming up here.
Because it looked to me like, at least I think they did, Jordan Mason looked like he was moving before the snap of the ball, and I was looking for a flag. You got him in motion.
Yeah, that might have been that should have been a false start or something, but the refs actively missed that.
They pick up a few yards.
Bring up 3rd down and 2.
Third and 2.
Mason would set
They're going to hand the ball off here. And our first down is going to be picked up by the Niners, and they continue to move the chains. If you're a Jets fan, you got to hope for something. What happened to the Jets having a good defense? Well, the Jets offense is doing nothing, and the Jets defense is starting to get gassed. You can have a good defense, but if your defense is out there for a significantly long time, eventually they're going to get tired. And it's not helping that Aaron Rodgers' offense is coming up with 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. It does not help. So all these 3 and outs are starting to add up, and the defense is going to be tired. So they're going to have to hope they don't give up a touchdown here. They can't afford to give up a touchdown. Purdy. Flag on the play. It's going to be a false start, though. But that's where the concerns are going to be, man. You can't have the Jets offense putting up 3 and out situations and then just trying to rely on the defense to make a stop every single possession. They're out there for a lot of time. Aaron looks awful. Aaron hasn't looked awful. He's had one great drive, and past that, he's made some throws. He's made some good throws that's resulted in some incompletions. So I can't say Aaron Rodgers has looked awful because he hasn't looked awful.
He wanted to force Quincy Williams and C.J. Mosley. He wanted to force them to make tackles between the tackles.
1st and 15. Purdy going down the field. Wide open Juszczyk. Takes them to the goal line. 1st and goal. This Jets defense is in serious trouble. If they score a touchdown here, this is going to get real nasty. Juszczyk just breaks free wide open. Nobody's on him. I told you this would be a repeat of the Broncos 2022. That's your week 1 overreaction? I guess so. 1st and goal. Purdy's looking nice, by the way. 1st and goal here. Jets defense got to pray for a miracle. Hopefully they can make a stop or force a turnover or something. The defense gets behind the line of scrimmage and stops them on 1st down. So that at least helps a little bit. They cannot afford to give up a touchdown here. The Niners have taken off. They have taken 7 minutes off this play clock. 7 minutes they've taken off. 7 minutes. This is a long drive. 7 minutes taken off the clock. You have to force them to settle for 3 if you're the Jets defense. You can't afford to give up a touchdown here. Touchdown. And just like that, the Jets are in trouble. Just like that, the Jets are in trouble. The defense is tired. The offense is coming up with no points. 11 plays, 70 yards, and 7 minutes taken off the clock. That's just problematic. You can't have that.
You got the double team here, and then watch Kittle and Deebo Samuel and the job that they do and how they just open it up. And then Jason,
Bro, they can't stop the running game, period. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They look tired. This is where your offense needs to give you some leniency. You got to see something from the offense. 23-7. Jets, it's now a make it or break it type of situation. You absolutely have to score a touchdown on this drive. You're down 16 now, so you have to score a touchdown. 23-7 game here. Niners starting to dominate the game. Jets just look lost out there defensively. They look lost. They look tired. They don't know what to do anymore. That's why you have to look at your offense and say your quarterback's got to go out there and make some plays, and y'all got to score some points. The Jets defense is gassed, and the Jets offense is doing nothing. Got to do something, man. At some point, you're gonna have to do something.
People always say it is what it is. Until it isn't. Remember before AI when you had to type to search? And when you couldn't ask your phone to do this?
Put these restaurants on the map.
Huh. What about
This is gonna be tough. This is the most important drive of the game, obviously, for A-Rod in this group.
same stuff? Until
If you can't get a touchdown out of this drive, it's going to be very problematic.
Pixel 9 Pro phones at googlestore.com.
But the Niners look good. The Niners look good. They're playing well defensively. They're making stops and forcing. Honestly, right now, it seems like they're gonna have to abandon the run. The running game is doing nothing for the Jets right now. They can't generate any sort of running game right now. It's actively showing itself. So they can't generate a running game, and it's forcing them to be in a lot of third and long situations. They're gonna start to lean on the passing game right now because the Niners just took off 7+ minutes on that drive. You cannot have them taking off 7 minutes on a drive and finishing with 7. You cannot have that happen if you're the Jets defense. But the Jets defense just looks completely gassed at this point. What can they do? They're giving up. They're leaving players wide open at some point. The passing game is starting to gash them because they're starting to press towards the run and leaving dudes wide open in the passing game. And it's just looking bad. It's looking bad all around.
Welcome back to NFL Kickoff presented by YouTube TV.
23-7 game here. A-Rod and the offense getting ready to come right back. Well, getting ready to come back out here for the first time in this first half. Because that literally took half the time off the clock. 7:42 left to go in this game. Wow.
Return by Gibson
Gibson's going to try to return this. Probably should have just taken a knee down there.
to the 25.
Oh, he kept his feet. He kept his feet and came close to the 30. I mean, good on him.
And for now, they're letting the return go up to
So A-Rod and the offense come out here. They need this. They absolutely need this touchdown drive.
Jordan made their
They can't score here. It's going to be a long day. And it's probably going to be the game, man.
nation on the waiver wire in their fantasy football team. And
Is that where you went during that commercial break?
meanwhile, McCaffrey is the consensus #1 overall pick in draft after draft after draft. Is there to congratulate this young man who's making his first start and making the most of it.
Fun to watch. You know, good for him having a career night, and couldn't be happier for him. But there's a lot
First and 10 for the Jets. Play fake here. A-Rod checks it down the hall. Hall's going to pick up a first down here.
You know, Robert Saleh, when we talked to him, I specifically asked about the run defense and whether that was a concern coming into this year. Now, I think a lot of people look at the yardage last year and they think that they weren't very good. If you look at yards per carry, they actually were better than what they get credit for. But with that said,
First and 10 here for the Jets. Niners or Rodgers kryptonite? Everybody has a kryptonite in the league.
you knew that they were going to
So I guess so. There's every single player, every single quarterback that's ever played this game has some sort of kryptonite.
So the 49ers
And that's pretty much just how it is.
running the football against this defense.
First and 10, they can't run it at this point. They're trying to get some sort of running game, and it's just not working. They hand it to Brees here. He picks up some decent yardage here, some good yardage for the most part.
Signed a 1-year deal. Former Charger coming off a torn ACL in the first half. Was involved in
Second down and 5 here for the Jets.
and we have not seen much at all of number 18 in his new Jets uniform.
No, we haven't, and we haven't seen anything from Alan Lazard either. He dropped the ball earlier, and this was going to be kind of his re-emerging game after last season. And the
Second down and 5 here.
he's yet to have a catch.
A-Rod, play fake.
From Rodgers
He's going to look to fire downfield. Fires! Picked off! And that's probably going to end this game.
intercepted by Flanagan.
The ball gets tipped in the air and it gets picked off. And that's probably going to end this game for the most part.
A flag is down.
There's a flag on the play. If they're going to call pass interference on this, this can negate it. But it looks like it's going to be on the Jets. This looks like it's on the Jets.
Thorne knocked it up into the air. And Flanagan Fowles made the diving interception.
Yep.
15 yards will be enforced from the end of the play. First down.
Yeah, this game's gonna be over real quick.
They called a penalty on Malik Collins.
This is gonna be
after the
over
interception.
real
Moore
quick.
made the play. Rodgers throws the pick. And that possession-
Rodgers tries to force the ball to Wilson, and that's the type of result you're gonna get. You keep forcing it to one player, at some point you're gonna get that type of result. So he was asking for it. A-Rod was absolutely asking for it by trying to force it to Wilson on that play. He's only been throwing to Wilson so far. I get it. No one else is getting open, but you can't keep throwing to one receiver and assume that the defense is not going to make an adjustment. He kept throwing to Wilson, so they made an adjustment.
As fans, we always show up big.
Now, it's time to show up just as big for our country.
And that starts with registering to
But
vote.
yeah, that's probably going to end this. That's absolutely going to look to end this game. I ain't even going to lie. That is definitely going to look to end this game here. Ah, man. So A-Rod once again taking on the Niners and once again stinking up the joint, I guess. Was playing good up until he forced the ball to Garrett Wilson for the 15th millionth time and paid the price, so it is what it is. But you can't continue to force the ball to one receiver and assume the defense is not going to make an adjustment. They did, it happened, and now you're in this situation, so gotta hope your defense makes some sort of stop. You're down 16. You can't afford to give up any more points. But with the way this defense is gassed right now, and the way the offense has done them no favors, this might be another touchdown drive for the Niners. And if the Niners go up 30-7, the game is over. If the Niners go up 30-7, this game is over. It's a wrap. But yeah, the Jets offense right now looks, other than that one touchdown drive they have, they just look lost out there.
The two guys who made the defensive play for the 49ers.
So yeah, San Francisco is still a good team. They're not going anywhere.
Straight scoring drives. Last three were all long drives. Here's
Purdy
pressure, and this pass-
had pressure in his face and had to get the ball out of his hands quickly.
We go back to the interception.
Yeah, it's never just one guy. So you got Leonard Floyd who's coming off the edge, 56. He's the one who forces Rodgers up in the pocket. Javon Hargrave, he's getting some pressure inside as well. But Yamador Lenore, he is outstanding here.
Yeah, he just tries to force it to Wilson. He doesn't need to force that. Also, he threw that inside. He threw it a bit inside, which gave the defender a chance. If he throws that outside, it's most likely either incomplete or a catch by Wilson. Second and 10, they're going to hand the ball off. Jets defense, once again, is gassed, and they cannot make a stop. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they can't make a stop. They can't make a stop. They cannot make a stop. And once again, they're going to move the chains. Niners defense just looks lost at this point. They're tired. They're exhausted. They've been out here for a majority of the game. And the Niners have just chosen to run the ball down the throats of the Niners defense. And it's just, they've got no answer. They're so tired. They can't answer anything. When the Niners drop back to pass, they can get some pressure on that. But past that, no. They run the ball, and they just can't make the stop.
For the Jets, Hassan Reddick is still the lone holdout across the NFL. Bryce Huff left the Jets, signed a 3-year deal with Philly, coming off a career-high 10 sacks. We'll see the Philadelphia Eagles next week at home against the Falcons.
Not gonna lie, we've seen some good and some bad performances overall. Most teams have not performed, not had great performances in week 1. But that's the fun part about week 1. You'll get some tough performances, and then you'll see a game like the Panthers and Saints where one team just washes the other without any sort of problem. Purdy on 2nd and 8 overthrows Juszczyk. 3rd down and 8 coming up here.
3rd down and 8. So for Reddick, 4 straight seasons with 11+ sacks between the Cardinals, Panthers, and Eagles. acquired on March 29th for a third-round pick and holding out while seeking an extension.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the whole Hassan Reddick thing. I completely forgot about that.
Talked to Robert Saleh about
Yeah, that's a problem.
it. I haven't talked to him
3rd down and 8. This is big. If the Jets defense can get these guys off the field, you can bring back the offense and try to make something up here. 3rd and 8. This is needed. Can they stop Purdy here? Purdy fires. Incomplete.
pass incomplete for King.
But there's a flag on the play. This looks like it's going to be on the Jets.
Well, those are 2 throws.
Yep, there it is. Illegal use of hands to the face by the defense. Once again, it's going to keep the defense on the field. Jermaine Johnson making the penalty. Illegal use of hands to the face. And the Jets are just cooked.
There it is. You see him underneath, right in the right front and center.
Yeah, well, other primetime games have been great. This one today has been terrible.
Officials, those are the 2 worst throws that we've seen tonight from Brock Purdy. He airmailed use check.
Brock Purdy, look, why are you choking the... What are you doing?
And it's the right call.
I don't even... Sometimes these guys got to understand what they're doing on the field. You got to be smarter. You've got to have some sort of awareness. Why are you choking out the offensive lineman? Why are you choking him? He was literally choking him like this. Of course you're going to get the call. What are you doing? Why are you choking him?
And they've been moving bodies and picking up a lot.
2nd down and 5 coming up here for the Niners. I still wonder if the Falcons owner and GM were on drugs when they drafted Penix after signing Kirk to a deal over $100 million. We'll never know. Based on how Kirk Cousins played, maybe they regretted the decision of signing Kirk Cousins and said, yeah, we might need to get a quarterback.
Robert Saleh runs
You know, it's possible.
with the Jets.
2nd and 5. Jets defense trying to stop this running game, but they are really struggling to make any sort of stops.
And a gain of 3. Let's send it down to Lisa.
Yeah, Joe, getting back to Hassan Reddick. Reddick has already been fined more than $2 million for being...
Reddick's not coming back, bro. He ain't playing. He wants to be traded.
About $800,000 for each game that he misses. Defensive tackle Quentin Williams, the leader of the Jets D, told me he hasn't spoken to Reddick either. He said, we've just got to win without him right now.
2 sacks tonight.
3rd down.
This one is
Incomplete.
Nice play by Tony Adams.
He was going down the field. Adams makes the play. 4th down here, and the Niners might keep their offense on the field.
Because
It's 4th and short. You might want to try to keep the offense on the field, or they could settle for 3. Who knows?
This ball was not going to be caught, but if he gets it down to where he has a chance, I mean, Adams is right there to make a play.
Man, Purdy's missed on some of these throws. That one was not going to be caught. It was covered perfectly. But some of these throws, Purdy has underthrown them.
53-yard try.
53-yard field goal here. Obviously, if the defense can make a block, you keep it a 16-point game. If not,
And Moody
he missed it.
hits
Oh, he got it! It hits, it bangs off the upright and goes in. Everything is working out for the Niners tonight. 19-point game. It hits the upright post and still finds a way to bounce in.
He'll take it.
It's that type of night for the Niners. The Jets ain't got a chance.
Add to their lead.
19-point lead here for the Niners. Yeah, Jets kind of just look cooked at this point.
Hold it up high. It's your job to
Still cannot believe they traded for Hassan, only to not give him the contract, making him want to be traded again. Yeah, this whole situation is just a mess. And he's not coming back. He'll just continue to get fined. So you've got a player you traded for that you need on the defense. He's actively choosing to not play. That's just a problem. They're going to need him. And if he's not going to come back, then you've got to look to trade him as well. You cannot keep dead weight on your roster. If he's not going to be there and he's not going to play, do yourself a favor and just trade the guy. Like, legitimately. If he's not going to be there and he's not going to play, trade him. That's the only decision you've got to make in this case. Because if you don't, he's just not going to show up and you'll just keep finding him. And you're going to have a guy on a roster that's not playing. And he was a huge acquisition. You needed him. But it is what it is at the end of the day, I guess. You know, you just got to deal with it however you got to deal with it.
Punch of the season. It's parlay time. With FanDuel, a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV will give you many more.
Buffalo. It's Broncos time. I take the over.
And you can easily act on whichever one speaks to you.
But yeah, Niners pretty much have complete control of this game.
New customers get $5.
The Jets not doing anything right now.
3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV.
A touchdown would be needed here, obviously. You're down 19, so you're down 3 scores. You have to find a way to get back in this game, even though we know most likely this game is over. I mean, we're looking at it right now. The Jets offense can't move the ball to save their lives. This is most likely the game. It's just a wrap after this. But, it is what it is. You got to still go out there and fight. These dudes need to stop holding out for contracts and be grateful these guys make more money playing 60 minutes of football than some people make in their entire lifetimes. Everyone will continue to make that argument, but at the end of the day, this is a job. If you feel you're not getting enough money from the job you're working, you feel like you should be getting more or you deserve to be paid more, you have every right to make that argument. And yes, they're getting paid millions of dollars, but at the end of the day, they're comparing themselves to everybody else in their work. So they're comparing everybody else in their job. They're comparing themselves to everybody else in their workforce. If you work a job and you're getting paid $10 an hour and you see someone else working the exact same job you're doing and they're getting paid $20 an hour, you're going to want to fight to get a promotion and say, I deserve to be paid at least 17. At the end of the day, he has every right to fight for a contract. And he has the luxury to be able to hold out if he doesn't get it. So you could do the whole he should be grateful thing, but that argument never holds up when it comes to NFL players, especially because we know certain NFL players can get screwed over since they don't get guaranteed contracts. You can get a contract, suffer an injury, and then end up getting nothing. It could very well happen. First down and 10. Quick throw here. They get it to Wilson. Wilson's going to pick up about 6 yards. Second down coming up here for the Jets. And again, it's a complicated situation, complicated conversation to have. Obviously, you know, us being on the side of the working force, not being millionaires, obviously we're going to say that. And I honestly don't have a problem with saying that. I can agree with that. But again, in their profession, they have every right to feel how they want to feel. Great throw there by Rodgers. Gets it to Lazard. Lazard makes the catch. First down, Jets. Sports athletes are almost like Hollywood actors, producers, and filmmakers, more focused on the money and nothing else. Well, with actors, it's different for them because actors get paid based on the movie. So you do all the filming for a movie, right? And after you do all the filming for a movie, you get paid, and then that's it. So if you don't get another movie role for another year, then you have to survive off of whatever you got paid for your last movie. So obviously they'll fight for more money because Hollywood roles aren't guaranteed every single. They're not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to get a role. It's not like, okay, I worked this. I just finished filming 6 months for this. And then after I finish filming 6 months for this, I'm about to jump into this new role. No, you could film for 6 months for a movie, and then you don't get another movie role for 2 years. So obviously they're going to fight to get paid better in that situation. And then the writers are always getting taken advantage of, which is why they have to constantly strike. They're not getting paid enough for the amount of work that they're putting into it. So they have to constantly strike. Second down and 8 here. All these guys are overpaid. You're going to get that type of money when you work in the aspect of entertainment. You can argue everybody in the aspect, oh wow, he just dropped it. You can argue every single individual in the world of entertainment is getting overpaid. They're getting money they're never going to be able to spend. Literal, generational money that will never run out. Their kids, their grandkids' kids will still have that type of money. You can make that argument. They're getting paid more money than guys that are doctors, surgeons, people that are truly vital to the world. Yes, football players. You can say with football players, you can say with athletes. Not with athletes, with actors. You can say with any sort of athlete or actor. They're getting paid millions of dollars to do their job. Oh, that's a jump. That's a jump. Free play. Rodgers going down the field. Caught! Touchdown! Lazard for the touchdown. Jets try to close the gap a little bit. Nobody is better at taking advantage of offside penalties and scoring touchdowns than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers made a career of getting defensive players to jump so he can get a free play touchdown. And it works every single time. And once again, A-Rod gets the opportunity. They jumped. He finds a man. Touchdown.
Just a perfectly thrown ball. They had the single high look, so they're working the seams anyway.
So now it's a 26-14 game. Sorry, 26-13 game. They're going to go for 2 because if they go for 2, it's going to be an 11-point game. But if they don't get this, it'll be a 13-point game, so they're not losing anything here. They're going to try to go for 2 here because they want to set themselves up 2-point conversion here. A 2-point attempt here.
2-point try.
They run. They don't get it. Hallway, he stretched. He stretched. He extended. Is he going to get this? I don't think he got this. I don't think he got this. He does not get this. He does not get this. Where is he? Nope, elbows down. Elbows down before he extended the ball. He does not get it. 2-point conversion is no good. It will remain a 13-point game. So it's a 2-score game. You need to score 2 touchdowns to take the lead here. Well, 2 touchdowns and an extra point. Well, 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points to take the lead. 2 touchdowns and an extra point to make it a tie game. I want to be a filmmaker, producer, but I'm aware that the industry can chew me up. The industry is brutal, man. The industry is brutal. The industry for writers is brutal. The industry for animators, animators is brutal. It's a brutal industry. The best thing you can do for yourself is try to create something for yourself. If you're in the filmmaking business, you want to be a writer, you want to be a filmmaker, trying to get in the industry can be very brutal. It's best to try to create your own thing. Try to create your own company. Try to build your own thing. Something I'm trying to do, but I've been very bad at that. I need to get to work on some things. That might require me to stop uploading on this channel. There's so many things I want to do, but there's times when the football season comes around and it takes my attention. But it's not going to happen this season. It's not like I'm going to be filming a lot. I'm going to try to do some other projects on the side. But yeah, my recommendation is if you're a filmmaker, you're trying to get into that aspect, don't try to get your way into the industry for the most part. The better aspect is to try and create your own thing. In this era where everybody's trying to start a business and the content creation game is high, try to build your own thing, man. I'm 25. Mike Evans is the most underrated receiver of all time. No receiver has ever started their career with 10 straight 1K yard seasons. No receiver has ever been that consistent. People don't give him credit. Yeah, the argument can be made. The Raiders are a very underrated team. They play mostly every team close. Their defense is very good. Look at last year, beat the Chiefs, lost the Chargers last week, but a close game. Yeah, I mean, the Raiders are a tough team. The Raiders are a tough team that will compete. They don't win a lot of games, but they'll compete. And that's all you can ask for. He's a top 10 receiver all time, in my opinion. That's a debatable one. But I won't hate on the take. I think people will have their own arguments. I couldn't give you a list right now, though. But that's a debatable take. So the Jets finally find a way to get in the end zone, score a touchdown. And just like that, it's a 2-score game with 1:39 left to go in the third quarter. This is where you got to hope the defense can make a stop. Had Ayuk in fantasy and he's letting me down. Bro, fantasy owners have been struggling in week 1. Oh my God, fantasy owners have been struggling in week 1.
This is the coach's clinic right here on this offensive line and what they're doing and creating some running lanes. And these are between the tackles, just as Kyle Shanahan talked about what he wanted to do coming into this game and how he wanted to attack this group. They're averaging well over 5 yards a carry, over 100.
First and 10 for the Niners. Niners offense needs to put some points up here. You know, you don't want the game to get close like this. Don't want the game to get close like this for the most part. So it's a 13-point game. Still plenty of time to try to pull a comeback. Want to continue to run the clock and make sure you put some points up here. Jets defense needs to respond with a stop. They need to respond with a stop right here. Back-to-back stops, get the ball to A-Rod and see if you can make this a one-possession game. That's the conversation you're going to have. Second down to 9 here. Good stop on first down. They only gave up a yard. The Niners are going to continue to run the football because it's been effective towards hurting the Jets team. But the Jets defense did get to have a little bit of a break because the Jets offense was on the field a little bit longer. But look at this. The Jets have, the Niners have 28 minutes when it comes to time of possession. The Jets have 15. Potentially by the time this drive ends, they'll have double that. Purdy with the ball. Purdy fires. Caught. First down, Jennings. So yeah, they're going to end up with over 30 minutes time of possession just off this drive alone. Because the Jets defense, again, has been on the field for far too long.
In the backfield, you're going to see the impact that it has then and why there's no rush. You see there, it affects the defensive line. They think they're going to toss sweep it, and then everybody starts trying to play the run. Nobody then continues to pressure Brock Purdy. He sits back there.
That was good execution right there. No pressure on Purdy. Basically let that play happen.
First down for San Francisco at their
Niners,
36.
first down at their own 36-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off here on oh, no! It's an end around. Purdy still has the ball. He's going to check it down here to Juszczyk, and Juszczyk's going to take a shot. Flag on the play.
Far side of the field, which stops the game clock with 5 seconds left.
Is this going to be on the defense or the offense?
And we'll get the call from Carl Sheffers as he checks with his fellow officials. Here's a call.
Holding on the defense. And once again, the Jets cannot stop hurting themselves.
5. And Robert Saleh's not happy with that. I think they gave a number.
That smells a similar game to the Colts game last year versus last year. I don't know about that.
Either way, that's the end of the third quarter. First
At the Niners winning, but wasn't expecting a blowout. It's been that pretty much so far. Through 3 quarters, Niners have been dominating. Heading into the fourth. Can the Jets come back? We'll find out soon. But 3 quarters down, 1 more quarter left to go. We'll see if the Jets defense can get it together, and let's see if A-Rock can pull off another miraculous comeback here. I doubt it, but hey, good luck. But yeah, this defense, this Jets defense, they've been gassed. Twice the amount of time being spent on the field. That's going to gas anybody out. I don't care how you look at it. You can say whatever you want about the Jets defense, man. When you're out on the field, for that long, it's going to show. I want to air it out versus the Raiders. If we run, we're going to be punting a lot. We'll see what happens, man. I'm not really. You work according to what you get there. That's all I gotta say. You work according to what you see out there. We got blockers. But yeah, Jets defense gotta make a stop here. They can't afford to give up any more points. The best they can do is give up a field goal and make it a 16-point game. But you cannot continue giving up points to this Niners team. It's just not gonna work out for you. But we got 15 minutes left of this game, and that's going to wrap up week 1 for the most part. And we can head on to week 2. Henry doesn't have the speed J.K. Dobbins has, and he won't be outrunning their entire secondary like J.K. could. J.K. doesn't have the same speed he's had in previous years. Obviously, the injuries have taken away a lot of speed. And Henry has speed, but he's a downhill runner, so you have to get him going.
Next week, we've got the Falcons squaring off against the
Falcons-Eagles next Monday Night Football? No, thanks. No one wants to watch that snooze fest. You want me to watch Kirk Cousins on primetime, and you think that's going to be a good idea? Please. The team's D-line is crazy, too. Yeah, when you have a monster like Chris Jones, it's going to be a problem to try to deal with that. But the Raiders also have a nice D-line, too, so it's going to be problematic to deal with that as well. Their offensive line is still a work in progress, after all. 1st and 10. They're going to run this ball again, and the Jets do a good job in stopping the run here. 2nd down coming up here for the Niners. Eagles going to crush the Falcons. We'll see. Oh, God.
Shot in the chest during an attempted robbery in San Francisco on the 31st of August, their 31st overall pick. Miraculously, it was an entry-exit wound. It didn't hit any vital organs. He needed no surgery. And a guy that ran a 4.440 and had a 42-inch vertical leap at the combine is on the mend. And hopefully,
2nd down and 8.
after 4 games, Laura coming up after this
For the Niners, barely got that ball off in time. Purdy Gets it to Deebo Samuel. Samuel makes a man fall on the floor, picks up so many extra yards, takes them into field goal range, and just like that, the Jets defense once again can't make a stop to save their lives.
6 yards after Ashton Davis missed a tackle.
Yeah, play man coverage at your own risk. And
You miss a tackle like that? Oh no! You miss a tackle like that, it's gonna cost you.
And this is where the 49ers really hurt you in the passing game. They're the best in the league at yards after the catch. And it's because they have guys like Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, guys who can make people miss just like that and turn in what would have been a minimal gain into a significant play.
That's as a team.
Play fake here, Purdy. Quick throw, it's caught by Kittle, but the tackle is made right there.
Chuck Clark. Here's Laura.
Joe, I spoke to Ricky Pearsall pregame, and with the biggest grin on his face, he said, I feel like I could get out there and suit up right now, and I wish that I could. He's dealing with a lot less pain now, and his wounds are healing perfectly, he said. He said it's been great for his perspective. He now appreciates life so much more than he ever did, but what's been
Why are people mad that Harv says we don't expect to give Henry 30 carries a game? I don't know if people are mad about that. I haven't seen the comments about it. I don't know if people are mad at that. I think they're just mad about him talking about not giving Derrick. I don't know. I don't know what the anger is. Because we don't expect you to give Derrick Henry 30 carries. 20 carries is perfectly fine. I think people are just mad at him talking about the carries specifically. I don't know.
He's on 2nd and 8, and the Jets defense steps up a gain of 2.
I didn't have any specific problems with what Harbaugh was saying in that situation.
Because, you know, he's been banged up.
Henry's washed, and when Keaton comes back, he needs to be a starter. I'm sure, yep, after one game, knowing the offensive line is putrid, Henry's washed. Yep, that's the assumption we should make. God, y'all are such reactionary friends. Reactionary fans. You guys are so reactionary as a fan base.
And he has that 49er
One, it's week one, knowing that you have a whole new offensive line, actively seeing that they couldn't block to save their lives. Henry's washed. All right, bro, cool.
and he's going to have a nice career. You can just
Y'all are so reactionary as a friend, as fans. 3rd and 6. He's got to get the ball out, and guess who's wide open? Brandon Ayuk. I mean, what can you do at this point if you're a Jets player? If you're a Jets defensive player, what can you do?
well, it's a good route by IU.
Why didn't Lamar practice? I don't know. We asked Harbaugh the same question. He said check the injury report, and the injury report comes out Wednesday. So I guess we got to wait till Wednesday, because I don't know why Lamar didn't play. I don't know why Lamar didn't practice. Keaton will be putting up better numbers than Henry, let's be realistic. If he gets nothing at the offensive line, if he got the same treatment that Derrick Henry got in week 1, where there was no holes and he was getting attacked at the line of scrimmage, no, he's not putting the same thing up, or he's not even putting better numbers up. Let's stop this, man. If you don't have an offensive line blocking for you, I don't care who the back is. You're not going to be able to put up a great performance. Why do you think we've seen great running backs get stopped at times? When the offensive line is not doing well and they're not blocking, the running back's not going to have a chance to do anything. I don't care who you put. You could put Christian McCaffrey behind us. If no holes are opening up on the offensive line, you're not going to be able to see Christian McCaffrey go off. Now, you'll see moments here and there where he makes a play, he tries to make an extra move and tries to build something, but he's not going to have a great running performance because there's no offense, there's no holes built by the offensive line. In the NFL, if you don't have a great, actually in the NFL, in football in general, if you do not have a good offensive line, you're not going to be able to do much. That's how it's always been. So this idea to say, well, if Keaton was there, he would have done better. Keaton's not getting any holes. If he's not getting, Keaton will not get any holes. The same situation that Derrick Henry was getting, where there was nothing happening. Where would he have been able to do anything? Nothing happening, nothing opening up. What would Keaton Mitchell have been able to do in that situation with nothing opening up? Every time Keaton touches the ball, he's in the backfield, Lamar's in the shotgun, he gets the ball, hands it off to Keaton Mitchell, and before he even gets to the line of scrimmage, 2 Chiefs defenders are in his face. What is Keaton Mitchell going to do with that? Y'all are such reactionary fans. Football is a team game, and so much needs to happen on every single play in order to be successful. But y'all are so quick to say this player's washed or this player's trash and this and that, without actually realizing what goes into every single aspect. That's great that Keaton Mitchell's shiftier. There's nothing he's going to do if he's going to get attacked at the line of scrimmage. He can break a tackle or two, but he's not going anywhere. Because again, when you get the ball, Lamar's in the shotgun, you get the ball from there, and as soon as you come across the line of scrimmage, you're met with 2 defenders. There's not much you can do in that situation. Maybe he breaks a tackle or two, but he's not getting far. I don't know why I have to continue to explain the same simplistic things every single time. You know what? If there's one thing I did not miss about streaming NFL games, is having to explain the same thing over and over again. That should already be understand in football. You can be a shiftier player, but if guys aren't blocking, it's going to result on you trying to make a play, but nothing's going to be gained from that. You cannot give a player a bad offense. You cannot give a running back a bad offensive line and say, well, he's a shifty player. He'll just go out there and make all the plays with no blocking. Where is he going to go? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Henry looked and slow. We're not even using him right. Bro, Henry's old. Yep, 31, and he's old. In the NFL, as soon as you pass 30 as a running back, you're automatically old. The dude's just got to be 30, and all of a sudden he's old. And we're not even utilizing him the right way. Look at how Tennessee was handing the man the ball. We don't even utilize Derrick Henry the right way. Why is Derrick Henry getting the ball right next to Lamar in the shotgun? He is a downhill runner. The best way to utilize Derrick Henry, you give him a running start. Lamar needs to be handing Derrick Henry the ball. Lamar under center, handing Derrick Henry the ball. Let him run outside. He's a downhill runner. Instead, Lamar is having Derrick Henry right next to him. You just hand him the ball. 3rd and 9. They're trying to make us stop, and they're going to get it. 30 is old for a running back. That is true. We've seen running backs before literally be able to be successful past the age of 30. Now, if you want to say Henry's not going to be one of those guys, by all means. Then why don't we ask Todd? You know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to answer that. The exact question you just asked is the exact question every Ravens fan asked Todd Monken. You're asking the exact questions. I don't even know if you were here. I don't even know if you were here either during the Chiefs game or during the therapy session. The exact question you just asked, why don't we use Derrick Henry that way, is the exact question people asked about Todd Monken. That's why we have Ravens fans calling for Todd Monken's job right now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't ask me a question. I know you were here for that. That's exactly why people It's exactly why people will call for Todd Monken's job already in week 1. Because they're watching how they're utilizing Derrick Henry and saying, that's not how you use Henry. Come on, man. Come on, man. Are they going to go for this on 4th down? Are the Niners going to go for this on 4th down? They're going to take a field goal here? Dude, the Jets defense can't stop a nosebleed right now, and they're going to take a field goal? I don't know about that. I legitimately do not know about that. I legitimately do not know about that. 23-yard field goal here. Wow. I would have laughed if he missed it, but Kyle Shanahan getting passive here and keeping the Jets in the game. It's a 16-point game, but Trent Williams seems to have gotten hurt. He's heading to the locker room, I guess, because he's got a trainer with them, but he seems like he's hurt right now because he had to walk off the field. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, it's a 16-point game. I don't know if I agree with that decision by Kyle Shanahan because you're still keeping these guys in the game. You go for it on 4th down. What do you have to lose? It's still a 2-score game no matter how you look at it. So I would rather go for it on 4th down, knowing the Jets actively can't stop us. You go for it on 4th down, you pick up the 1st down, and you're going to continue to kill the clock. Monken is legit worse than G-Row. I'm live with wide receiver screens and things. Zay can break 69 tackles, thinking he can break tackles. Again, if you're going to run, I don't have a problem with wide receiver screens, but if you're going to run them, can you at least set up blockers? I think the execution on those wide receiver screens are problematic. I think the execution is problematic. That's where I would look at it. A lot of times, other than the wide receiver screens, what problem does anyone really have with the passing game that Monken's had? I don't think anyone has a problem with the passing game other than the wide receiver screen. If Monken would stop being stubborn and take away those wide receiver screens, I don't think anybody has a major issue with the passing game. I see a lot of problems going forward for the Ravens, not even trolling. I mean, it's not a lot of problems, but there are major issues there are specific issues that could be major. In terms of Lamar, he's still fine. You know what Lamar's going to bring to the table. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. In terms of who he's throwing to, again, you know what Zay Flowers can bring to the table. We saw it last year. They're going to get him more involved. You know what Mark Andrews brings to the table when he's healthy. That's still going to be Lamar's guy. Isaiah Likely is literally having a breakout. He's starting off the season with a breakout season. Lamar has weapons to throw to. The weapons isn't necessarily a problem. The Ravens defense as a whole is still going to be top 10. I look at this and I still say the Ravens are going to have one of the best offenses in football just because that's how it is when you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback. And defensively, they're going to be a top 10 defensive unit. But the problems that the Ravens are going to have is, number one, the offensive line. They did a terrible job. They did a terrible job against the Chiefs. Miscommunication, penalties, execution. That's what I would have to say. The offensive line is one of the major aspects. The offensive line is the number one aspect that I would look at and say is going to be a problem for the Ravens. The second aspect would be the Ravens' defense when it comes to stopping the run, because that's still an issue they have at times. And number three has to deal with how Zachary Orr's defense is going to perform against top-tier teams. I think you have to see how Zachary Orr performs as a defensive coordinator. So there may be some issues with the defense. There may be some issues with the offensive line. But other than that, there's not a lot of problems with the Ravens. We know the specific problems with the offensive line, certain aspects with the defense, but it's problems that can be fixed, but we don't know if it's going to be fixed. That's where the issues is. So Ravens obviously have problems. You look at the offensive line, you say that's a problem. You look at some aspects of the defense and the play calling, you say there's some problems. Todd Monken's play calling can also be an issue if he continues the way he performed in week one. So there are some glaring problems, but it's not a lot of problems for the Ravens. Again, if these things get cleaned up, they're going to be fine. And I have no real concerns about the Ravens. They'll still find a way to win 12 games and be in the playoffs this year. As long as Lamar is their quarterback, they're going to find ways to win football games. So I don't see any major problems in terms of the regular season. Come January, that's actually where the problems are going to be for the Ravens. So that's where I would sit back and say it. But it is what it is. It makes no sense to give the ball more to Henry and take the ball away from the MVP. You just got to give him 20 carries. 17 to 20 carries is all he needs. First down here for the Jets. You don't even have to give him past that. Derrick Henry every game needs 17 to 20 carries. That's it. You don't need to give him 30. Who's going to give Derrick Henry 30 carries? That's crazy. 17 to 20 is his right range. If he finishes the game with 17 carries, you're fine with that. 17 to 20 carries is where you need, is what you need from Derrick Henry. That's it. 17 to 20. Ravens fans overreact after this week. Look at how poorly the rest of the league played, and we want toe-to-toe with the champs. People need to calm down. We'll make the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. Again, me personally, I made that video. I already said it. I have no actual issue. I have no actual issues. I have no actual concerns about the Ravens' playoff chances. Based on what I've seen from week one, the Ravens are definitely going to be in the playoffs. I have no concerns about that. It's really when you get to January. And I think that's the issue people have. Because they know if we get to January, we'll have to see the Chiefs again. And the fact that the same issues that's been plaguing the Ravens year in, year in, year in is still here, that's going to be a concern. One I want to say will upset you, so never mind. Dude, you're free to say your mind. You're free to have whatever take you want to have. You're free to express however you want to express. You're free to say whatever you want. Trade Lamar and get a real quarterback. Okay, that's cool. Oh, you're entitled to your opinion. Like I said, I'm past that. I'm on the Jaden Daniels defense force. Lamar's a two-time MVP. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. The only question is he going to be in the Hall of Fame as a champion or not? That's all. So y'all can sit back and say the real quarterback thing. You can sit back and say he can't throw. Y'all free to go at it. I don't really care. I don't have a fight in this anymore. Right now, I'm focused on getting the Jaden Daniel agenda high. I'm saying he's the best quarterback out of this draft. I need him to prove it. But for Lamar Jackson, I have no reason to sit back and have to constantly defend a two-time MVP. I can tell you right now, Lamar Jackson is going to be in the Hall of Fame when he ends his career. He is going to be in Canton. The only question we have, will he go into Canton as a champion or not? Because that's the difference between him going into Canton as a legend and him going into Canton as one of the greats. There's a difference. So that's it. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about Lamar. You're free to criticize him. You can call him a running back all you want. At the end of the day, he's going to be in Canton when he retires as a quarterback. So Feel free to speak however you want to speak. But the only question regarding Lamar Jackson is he going into Canton with the championship. That's it. So that's all I got to say about that. Right now, I'm trying to push the Jaden Daniel agenda because he's going to need help. But Lamar, he's a 2-time MVP. I don't need to defend him. His resume is already there. So I don't feel that you want to call him a running back, you want to say trade him, feel free to speak your mind. It really doesn't bother me. 3rd down and 1 here. 8 minutes left to go in this game. Obviously, it's 4 down territory pretty much. They ran the ball and they couldn't get it. Niners made a stop. They already know they're going for it on 4th down. If he can't win a Super Bowl, he's not worth Canton. I mean, you're free to make that assumption, but we could say it about every quarterback that's in the hall that didn't win a Super Bowl that's in Canton. Dan Marino never won a championship. He's not in Canton. There's a good chance Josh Allen doesn't win a championship. No one's going to say he doesn't deserve to be in Canton. Randy Moss and Mega, well, they're receivers, so, you know, it's a different conversation for quarterbacks. Josh Allen's on a Hall of Fame pace. He may never get to a Super Bowl. He'll be in Canton. So I don't need to make these arguments. 4th and 1, incomplete. They didn't get it. That's why I didn't agree with the run play on 3rd and 1. They tried to get cute with it. They thought they'd get the Niners. This game is over. This game is over.
The Jets cannot convert on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, and the 49ers take over.
Y'all really think y'all can run a football team? Y'all have death threats on a weekly basis with some of the things y'all come up with here. I don't understand some of the things these guys got to deal with. You would have the entire city on your head for some of the decisions you've made. Why we draft Wiggins? Would you rather draft a special teams guy or protection for our QB? They drafted Wiggins because they wanted to get a corner. They wanted to add to the secondary. Obviously, I want offensive line depth, and I don't trust this team to do anything for the receiving corps, so I don't mind the Wiggins pick. If it wasn't going to be a corner, I said offensive lineman, but I didn't mind it. I wouldn't expect this team to draft a receiver and actually be able to use it. Think the Jets are going to struggle this season? The possibility is there. They're just having an off day, and the Niners defense playing out of their minds. The Niners defense is not playing out of their minds. This is usually how the Niners defense plays. The Niners have one of the best defenses in football. This is usually how they play. This is not them playing out of their minds. This is pretty much the norm for what you get when you're going up against the Niners. So, well, do I think the Jets are going to struggle? I think there'll be some cases where the Jets struggle offensively, but they'll have to work through it. Defensively, there could be some mishaps like you saw today. I think it's a work in progress. I think people are a bit too quick to try to give give the benefit of the doubt to the Jets just because Aaron Rodgers is there. But we'll have to see how it goes. I just think the Jets will have some ups and downs this year, but if they can get consistent and figure it out at some point, they should be fine. Their schedule isn't the toughest, so they'll be able to have opportunities. I think the Jets are a bit overrated. Well, I guess in some cases because people are ranking the Jets very high because A-Rod's back. They did that last year too, so we'll see. Their O-line doesn't look that improved. It's better than what it is last year, but that's not speaking much because their O-line was garbage last year. Which one of these would you do for Lamar to win a Super Bowl and Roquan or Kyle to win Defensive Player of the Year in the same year? I'm not doing either one of these. I'm not going to physically harm myself or deal with any sort of mental trauma for a football team to win a Super Bowl. Maybe you guys are willing to do crazy things in order for your team to win. I'm not. So I'm doing neither one of those. If the Ravens don't win a Super Bowl, I'll still be able to live my life. Whoa, my mic. Oh, no. My mic fell down. I'm losing control here, just like the Jets defense is losing control of this run game that the Niners have. You got Daniels for Rookie of the Year? You're damn right. I'm pushing Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year. That's the agenda I'm on this year. Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year. In terms of all the other rookies that play, Jaden Daniels is technically off to the right start. But they're going to try to say Caleb Williams because they beat the Titans, even though it's literally the Titans that handed them the game, and Will Levis handed them a pick 6. Caleb Williams didn't do anything in that game. But I'm pushing for Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year. Out of all the quarterbacks, he looked the best. I know the bar isn't high, but out of all the quarterbacks that played, he looked the best. The one that was arguably the worst, I don't know. No, I think people will say Bo was the worst. Bo Nix was probably the worst. Caleb didn't do anything majorly that impressed. I'm just saying. Caleb Williams didn't do anything that impressed. That offense could not move the ball. Dude, I don't even think he completed 50% of his passes. Daniels was going up against a better team. That's the thing that people don't even want to talk about. The Titans were garbage last year. They'll be garbage this year. Jane Daniels was going up against the Bucs team that got to the divisional round and almost beat the Lions. Who's the worst quarterback in the league? Bryce Young, Deshaun Watson, or Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones probably got that right now, but Bryce Young is right there with them. Based on what we've seen so far. But everyone's going to give it to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones probably got that on lockdown. So yeah, this game is pretty much over. We're just wasting time at this point.
The offensive line was a big question mark coming in. A lot of people didn't think they had done enough to address
I think the Panthers are hot garbage, pretty much. It's going to be another one of those type of years. Well, I won't say pretty much. We'll see how things go, but they're off to a terrible start. And they're not a talented team. They don't really have a lot of talent, so you kind of just have to deal with this until they can rebuild this team. It's going to take a while for them to rebuild this team. That's all I got to say. It will take a while. 3rd down and 2, but, I mean, who really cares at this point? The game is basically over. What the heck was that? Near delay a game call.
Georgia Tech, as Jordan Mason carried the ball this many times, forget the pros, but not even in college.
I'm not going to lie. They've been actively running the ball all game. And the Jets defense just looks exhausted.
We'll look back at the weekend and the Thursday game as well. The Chiefs beat the Ravens 27-20.
Thanks. Appreciate you reminding me that. Not like I'm trying to move away from that. Whatever. Thank you. Appreciate you guys bringing that back up. We love to hear about that loss. Yep, I know about Deshaun Watson's lawsuit that's happening. We'll see how that goes. It'll be a work in progress. But I'm not going to talk about it here.
Just an exceptional win against what everyone believes is going to be a quality opponent in the Cleveland Browns.
Purdy in trouble gets
Niners versus Eagles NFC Championship game. Book it. That's a week 1 overreaction if I do say so myself, but I'm here for it, I guess.
And week 1, I don't care. Yes, it's 1 of 17. They all count the same. It just feels like week 1 always feels a little bigger and means a little more because of how much time you put into it. But the big wins, in my opinion, Joe, were the Chiefs, Eagles, and Lions. To have big wins against opponents that everyone expects to be in contention in the postseason.
Thanks.
Huge games to start their year.
Thanks. Appreciate you bringing that up. I just wanted you to continue to bring that up. Can y'all like please stop talking about that? I'm actively begging you to stop talking about that. The earliest AFC North game this season is Ravens-Browns, but I believe no. The earliest AFC North game is Ravens-Bengals because we play the Bengals in week 5. So the earliest AFC North game that I know of is week 5, Bengals Ravens, and I believe that's in Cincinnati. Actually, that might be Baltimore. No, that's in Cincinnati. I think I'd have to check it, but it's Bengals Ravens in week 5. Yeah, the Bengals and Ravens play in week 5. The Ravens they've gotten week 2. They've got the Raiders. Week 3 I believe they got the Cowboys. Week 4 is the Bills, and then week 5 is the Bengals. Yeah, week 5. We got the Raiders at home this Sunday. Next week we're traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Week 4 at home against the Bills, and week 5 in Cincinnati.
fifth fewest in a week since the last 20 years, and the touchback percentage is down compared to a year ago. This will pull that number slightly back.
32-13. Obviously, the game is basically over, but we'll keep pretending that something could happen at this point.
Out there now down by 19 points. Welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Joe Buck with Troy Aikman, and Troy would like to make a point to you.
No, I'm not making a point. We're just following up on what happened yesterday. I think, also, I maybe forget Gerard Mayo, him getting his first win, a big win, there for New England, and then, of course, Mike McDonald with the Seattle Seahawks. So stuff around the league.
Yay.
They're only going to get better.
Tyrod Taylor has taken over at quarterback.
Damn, they knew it was over. They brought Tyrod Taylor out here. They know it's over. Not even going to put A-Rod back out there to put himself in any sort of risk.
Will go to 18 and 34 overall, while the 49ers, I mean, there's organizations that say...
So once again, you got A-Rod taking another L to this Niners team. What else is new? What else is new? What else is new?
It's getting it done finally, and this is a good first step without their big weapon on offense in McCaffrey. Here's Hall.
It's actually big for them. They got this done. They got this done without Christian McCaffrey. So they got it done without CMC. I wonder why do Steelers and Browns get the AFC North games later on halfway through the season. That I don't understand. Ask the schedule makers. They just come up with any random schedule however they do. It's weird, but it is what it is. That's how they make the schedule. I don't know. Apparently they got some way that they generate the schedule. I don't know how they do that. But they have a certain way that they generate the schedule and they follow it. So yeah, Tyrod Taylor's in the game. This is pretty much over. I'm just waiting for the time to just, you know, end here.
First catch of the night for the veteran tight end and a gain of 6.
No training camp. Robert Saleh talked about how he worked the guys harder. They got more reps than they ever had. You know, very optimistic. And
the Jets getting blown out in week 1 is such a Jets move, man. It don't even matter. You can have A-Rod. It don't matter who the hell you got throwing the football. The Jets getting blown out in week 1, it just feels natural. It just feels natural because that's what's to be expected of them. It don't matter if you have A-Rod there. It really don't. Oh, God.
Said, I've never had a backup that can still play like this. He's a veteran, and he's showing a little something of what he can do as we come up on the 2-minute warning.
I'm going to laugh if somehow Tyrod Taylor gets like a touchdown drive out of this.
And how that wasn't picked off by Charvarius Ward,
I say that as he almost threw a pick.
It was there for the taking, and Ward will be thinking about that when he goes to sleep tonight.
And Tyrod Taylor, I think he's saying he can't believe it's not intercepted either. When you've got a corner who's...
Yeah, that should have been picked. They absolutely should have been picked.
Back under the route. That's usually a pretty good indicator. You may not want to
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Just wasting my time at this point.
He's just 20 years old. He is a big back.
2nd and 10.
The ball here on a little screen. The rookie from Wisconsin. A catch and run just short of first down yardage. He's now the youngest player in the Super Bowl era to have a touch.
Which non-Ravens game are you looking forward to seeing this year? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I would have to look at the list. I don't have the name of the games here.
2 minutes left.
So I wouldn't even be able to tell you right now.
NFC champs off to a good start. Leading big, you're watching NFL Kickoff, presented by YouTube TV.
I guess the Chiefs Niners would be one. But I don't know. I don't think I have any game I'm specifically looking forward to. It's just there's going to be a lot of good games this year. And it should be entertaining to watch for the most part. Come on, man. But yeah, this game's pretty much wrapping up here. Jets season opener ends with them getting their teeth kicked in by the Niners, which in some cases felt like it was to be expected. I picked the Niners to win this game after all. I don't care that Aaron Rodgers is back. Aaron Rodgers is back. That don't mean nothing. The Jets are still the Jets. Anyone that actually thought they were going to win this game, I don't know what to tell you.
With new physics, every hit hits different.
I can't wait for that Texans-Cowboys matchup. That actually will be a pretty decent matchup. Can't even lie. Okay, I'm done. Yeah. You just drop that. I'm just not even going to do it. TJ Watt versus Rodgers is barbecue chicken. Do the Jets and the Steelers play? Let me see. Do the Jets and the I'm actually gonna check that. Oh damn, they do October 20th in Pittsburgh. Oh boy, that's not gonna be a fun one. That's nasty. A-Rod's going to get smoked on Sunday Night Football because TJ Watt's going to be terrorizing him all game. Alright. 2-minute warning. Well, we'll pass the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go in this game. The only primetime game. The only primetime game that did not deliver. Thursday Night Football was exciting, came down to the wire. The Friday primetime game was exciting, came down to the wire. The Sunday Night Football game was exciting, came down to the wire. In fact, went into OT. And the Monday Night Football game sucked. There was no way we were going to complete the gauntlet and get a perfect run. You knew you were going to have some bad primetime games.
Club record with 6 field goals made and 49ers with 8 straight scoring drives.
What the?
It's impressive. Wasn't always perfect, but it's impressive.
Now, and you talk
Oh,
about
thanks.
this is
I love it. I love now that's on my history.
high school.
Here's Garrett Wilson on first down and a minute and a half to go.
You know, I know he had some carries in
Yeah, they're just letting this
preseason and all
happen.
that, but still not to this extreme.
Yeah, TJ Watt's going to have fun. What do you think of J.K. in his Chargers debut? He looked nice.
This week,
Broke off some good runs. Did what he needed to do. I'm just happy for him, and I hope he can stay healthy because he'll be a huge weapon for the Chargers if he can stay healthy.
Keeps it alive.
Please let Tyrod Taylor score a touchdown here. I want to push some agendas.
And a flag flies at the end of the play.
Don't flag. Why is it even here, man? First of all, no.
You see an official
Oh my God.
that means that he was out of bounds.
Illegal touching.
So now third down and short with 1:06 to go. Wilson and Rodgers good on that third possession. That saw them take the ball down the field, get it into the end zone. They had the free play and a touchdown to Lazard, and those are the highlights tonight. Here's Lazard, first down to the 10.
First down here. A minute left to go. I want to see Tyrod Taylor can give him a touchdown.
Coast, they got a long flight cross country back to New York tonight. Short week. They turn right around and they're back on the road next week at Tennessee. It's it'll be a pretty quiet flight.
Start with 3
Yeah, pretty quiet flight because it's gonna suck.
now for our game recap.
J.K. might live up to his potential finally. I mean, he has to stay healthy. It's not like the only reason he hasn't been living up to his potential is because he's been hurt. We know J.K. Dobbins is good. We've seen what he can do when he's on the field, but he just hasn't been healthy. And when you're not healthy, you can't produce. So if he could stay healthy this year, he will be able to produce.
So a little bit of everything, but
Let's see if Tyrod Taylor can get a touchdown here. Let's push the agendas.
defense couldn't make any
Tyrod Taylor utilizing the wheels, breaking a tackle. Tyrod Taylor
inside the 5.
got inside the 5. 2nd and goal here. Under a minute left to go. I don't care if it's garbage. I want to see Tyrod Taylor get a touchdown here.
And really just take any of the pressure. And then in addition to all that, they just failed to make key stops defensively. Get off the field on third down.
2nd and goal here.
Trenches.
Tyrod takes a snap. Tyrod throws, fires, caught. Touchdown. Lazard. Very interesting. So let me check something out here because I just want to push.
Half a minute to go. A pretty good drive put together by
12 plays, 70 yards, 4 minutes, and they get a touchdown drive. Very interesting. Very interesting.
he's bounced
Let me see this real quick. So Tyrod Taylor just came in and executed on a touchdown drive.
Yeah, he did some good things.
And I just wanted to see this. Oh, I just wanted to see this. I wanted to push the agendas. So Aaron Rodgers in the game, 13-21, 167 yards passing, a touchdown, a pick, and a passer rating of 82.8. Tyrod Taylor came in, and on this drive alone, 6 of 8, 36 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, a passer rating of 122.9.
Taylor floats it out the back of the end zone. Gibson, the target.
Do with those numbers how you will.
You can tell by
But I hope somebody takes a look at this game with no context and see that Tyrod Taylor, from a statistical standpoint, in one drive performed better than the entirety of the game that we saw from Aaron Rodgers.
vocal with the team. You're going to be positive and build people.
Tyrod Taylor didn't turn the ball over. Tyrod Taylor has a higher passer rating. All I'm going to say is Tyrod Taylor's looking pretty good. came out here and executed. He executed on a 70-yard drive and scored a touchdown.
The strongest team in the NFC going into
Yes, we know it's garbage time. Yes, we know the starters were pretty much out. Yes, we know they were playing conservative. But nobody cares. This is how you push agendas. Tyrod Taylor just came out here and executed a 70-yard drive against the Niners offense.
Season, the fourth easiest schedule in air quotes
Interesting.
this season.
That's all I got to say.
And that's the beginning
But yeah, I mean, the Jets in week 1 out here
against
looking sad. Looking very, very sad in week 1.
see their former quarterback Sam Darnold, who looked outstanding in yesterday's win against the Giants in that one.
So with 25 seconds left, we can pretty much put this game on ice.
Well, they've been close. 3 times the 49ers.
We've seen everything we need to see. And all we need is a need. At least they got the Titans next week. Yeah, they got the Titans next week, so that should be an easy win. Unless the Jets find a way to mess that up.
And lift that trophy, and that's really the one carrot that's out there for Kyle Shanahan and his veteran group.
Final play of the game, just going to take a knee. And with that being said, the San Francisco 49ers destroy the New York Jets. They win this game 32-19. They go to 1-0 on the season. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers, first game back from the injury, starting off the season, did not look great. Had some good moments, but overall did not look great. The Jets fall to 0-1. They head to Tennessee next week. We'll see what happens with that. With that being said, guys, I'm cutting it off here. It's been a long time. It's been a long game, bro. It's been a long game. I'm ready to call the night. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Jets took an L. Niners got the dub. I'm going to bed. Stay safe. Peace out.